Welcome one and all to this, the Powerfest main event final table. James Dempsey, of course, joined by my main man, Henry of Kilbane. How are we doing today, Henry?
It's main event time. What kind of a question is that? How are we doing? It's the end of the Powerfest, the 1K main, with, you know, life-changing money up top. And we've been covering these high rollers, it seems like, forever. But now there's a chance for the normal people out there, people like us, to qualify, get in, and play for life-changing money. So, hey, listen, I say normal people. There are some names at the final table that I've seen that, you know, these guys are beasts in their own right just because they're not playing 25Ks. They're obviously very solid poker players. And yeah, man, this is a big one.
Yeah, there's a mix, isn't there, Henry, of some of these players are a little better known, some not so much. But there's some talent here for sure. But like you say, Henry, a chance to perhaps look at some players we don't always get to see, and that's certainly the case today. I mean, when we were doing the high roller yesterday, we were throwing all those names out, weren't we, of who was still in the mix. High roller regulars, none of them made it through, Henry. There was a whole load of them in there, but it didn't really happen. So it is nice that we will see a fresh lineup this evening. And of course, guys, if you are joining us, this is the Powerfest main event. We are going to play down to our winner. We are going to have a champion this evening. As Henry says, some life-changing money. It's 267 times the buy-in. Is a little bit better than 20 times the buy-in that we see in the high rollers, Henry. It will be at the same raw number, perhaps, as we see here. The pretty stellar turnout. 1,703 entries. 1K a pop means that first prize is 267K. Everyone guaranteed 20K and change for making this final table, Henry. But it is Diego Cuellar leading this one. It's day 3 of this 3-day event, so the structure has reached the portion where they get 30 minutes a level, Henry. So they can't complain about not having play when playing for this life-changing amounts of money.
Yeah, 20K, like, that's a lot of money. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I would be very disappointed if I ended up making the FT and busting out in 9th and receiving 20K.
Well, Henry, it's certainly a sort of case of the haves and the have-nots to start this final, isn't it? With Erik, Willem, and Jorma, and Diego quite short towards the bottom there, and then obviously we have some medium stacks. But it is Miguel in second with 34 million, Diego with 51 million, miles out in front, Henry. As we jump to it, and as I always say, let's have a look at the seat draws, and look, you know it, Miguel is to the immediate right of Diego. It's a little kick in the teeth, perhaps.
Yeah, it's indeed. Scanning around the table.
Some hands straight away, Henry. I mean,
some hands straight away.
Karolis 10s, Willem with ace queen. This could be it. I mean, coming in as one of the shortest stacks. Just what Erik's shorter.
It would be a bit of a pun. Wow.
Do we think? I mean, was it 15 blinds?
Listen, man, ICM's a thing, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna have this argument all night, aren't we, Henry?
Oh, we are indeed. Mad Much saying hello, all brag. Finished with 6th in the free roll last night. Yo, first flip of the day, boys.
First hand of the day sees the elimination of Willem De Troyer out in 9th. As Henry says, you feel a little bit gutted picking up 20K, if that makes any sense at all. I'll take 20K right now, Henry, but we know what the man means. And yeah, 1 down, 8 to go.
1 down, 8 to go. That's a disappointing one. You look back on that and, you know, scan the stacks around the table. A slight misstep from an ICM point of view, but yeah, look, ace queen. It can't be too bad. But dude, is this it? So we're just gonna play 9 hands and then tournament over?
Pretty much the plan tonight. Diego 2-9 is gonna pop this one up, and probably not. Probably just gonna win this one. Well, Miguel may well flick this in. Although he's gone for a slightly larger sizing here, Henry. 2.5. one of the short stacks. Maybe this is a decent strategy. Just kind of dissuade flats from the big, from these medium strength hands.
Yeah, exactly. It just means that the odds that Miguel's being laid to defend profitably from the big blind is obviously the amount of hands that he can defend profitably, decrease. And the reason Diego goes for large sizes is because of the ICM implications, having Erik and having Jorma shorter than him.
Right.
It'd be pretty grim to bust out in 8th, let's put it that way.
Yeah, and Miguel does peel with the 7-5, catches a little piece of this ace king 7. Not a board Diego's going to be too happy with, Henry. But again, I mean, we're opening here. We're opening pretty tight. I thought this is a board we can still continue on with a bet, right? Just knock out.
Yeah, probably
some little bits of Miguel's range. But Miguel, he's got 7. He's got the 5 of hearts. This is very different, isn't it, Henry? To when there's 100 left in the tournament, I feel like we've got to continue with these kind of hands. But with Diego being forced to play so much tighter, these get a little harder to play, don't they, post flop?
Yeah, I think one and done is most likely the outcome of this. Yeah, isn't it just like you said, like 100 left. You probably click call, see a turn. 8 left. It's a very tight range. Just let go bottom pair.
Yeah, nice. I like to see that actually, Henry. Exactly that from Miguel, because it maybe is a close peel pre, perhaps with the 7-5 off, given that it's 2.5x, given it's the farm tables open up, but it doesn't perhaps, if it is an error, I'm not saying it is, it's going to be very close, but doesn't compound it by carrying on in these spots where you're up against such a tight range. So
yeah, board texture as well, like ace king.
Yeah.
Ace king 7. If it's like 10-7-3, we're seeing a turn, but what do you have? 7-5, yeah. Ace king 7.
Ace king
board,
7, yeah.
or was it ace king 5? I've forgotten already.
Ace king 7. Ace king 7.
It's going to be a long day, boys. And
couple of reds on there. Well, speaking of a long day, why don't we say hello to everyone in the chat? See some faithful in there. Good evening. Welcome to all of you. And I mean, you've already given a shout out to Mad Madge for the sick brag, finishing 56th in the free roll last night. Congratulations. Nice. That was worth some moolah. Oh, actually, that's the point, actually, Henry. I didn't actually check where I finished in that in the end, though. I was pretty zonked in the end, so I'll have to have a look and see where I finished.
That's a great idea. Yeah, go on. I'm curious now.
I went for the old sit out after a while.
Is there any way to find it?
I wonder if I can find him. I'll tell you what, Henry. I'll root around in my account here. See if I can see. Yeah, I should be able to see my transactions or something. Here we go. Well, I got £2.33. Whatever that equates to. Wonder where I finished.
Home game. I want to know where you came though.
I left the lobby open as well. I closed it this morning like an idiot.
What one was it yesterday?
I'll see if I can find it.
God damn it.
Yeah, here we go. No, that's tonight. Oh, giveaway. We're going to have one tonight. There's me. Making it.
I can't find it.
No, I think maybe it's already gone from the lobby. Guys, if anyone can find it, let me know. Or if any stalkers out there know where I finished, do let me know.
Damn. I'm really disappointed. Okay.
Yeah, it's not in there anymore. Shame.
So Sarah saying still in the 75k down to 78 and got 1.3 minutes. Are you making this up?
Yeah. I'm sure that was the 75k we were in yesterday, right?
What's going on, dude? Like 12 hours later? I don't even know how many hours later. 24 hours later? You're still in?
Shout out to Giuliano Supernova in here as always. Haven't given them enough love lately, Henry, I feel. Nice to have you guys with us as always. Keep running a tight ship, they do, Henry. Running a tight ship.
They try.
Oh, there we go. It's day 2 for South Sarah. There we go. It's day 2. All right. Here we go. Sweat on. That's what we like to hear.
We always try and derail.
All right. Let me see
how calm they run this ship. Okay, day one finished. Okay.
I'm gonna try and find this 75k. Give us a clue. Oh, is it the no? Give me a clue.
I'm an absolute numpty. Did you find it in the lobby or not?
What's that?
Your free roll.
No.
Okay. Well, rip. You came 83rd.
Oh, you found it, did you?
No.
Oh.
Just telling you came 83rd.
No, I was looking forward to a top 100 finish. Trying to find Salcero's tournament now. I'm not paying any attention to our final table of the Powerfest. Quite bad for me. There we go. Henry's in charge. Give him a minute.
Our little top pair versus under pair action going on. Jorma sneaking in with the 7-5. Complete swing and a miss. Gonna be thoroughly disappointed. See, this is when you're at the FT, you're 8 of 8, and you get to defend 7-5 suit, and you're like, here we go. This is the start of the spin up. And then you get the Queen Jack 6 club heart spade board. Furious.
Right, I've got the Powerfest number 31, millisecond chance up, 75k guaranteed. Now Salcero, we just need to know your username, if it's not a secret, just so we can have a little sweat. And not Irish coffee even. Okay, it sounds like it's Irish coffee today. In too deep. We're chilling, relaxing today. But here's our coffee, because we've got a big one ahead of us, guys.
Yeah, we're on the first coffee grind of the day. Easiest jam of Jorma's life. Potentially the toughest jam of Jorma's life. No, wait, that wouldn't make any sense. All right, the most nerve-wracking jam.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can. A little information on Jorma Henry. Over $750,000 in live earnings, so no slouch for sure. Came 8th in EPT back in 2013. Had a much nicer result more recently last year on GG for 140k. The cash game player by all accounts, so probably one of those who's just better than everyone we know, because they're a cash game grinder. They always seem to be better
at everything, every aspect of life. Yeah, I can relate. I know exactly how you feel. Andrew said, Henry, you need to take the price sticker from the bottom of your cup off eventually. There is no price sticker, mate. Right, but you did make me look. So thanks for that.
Love it. If only you made it look when it was like, spilt all over yourself or something. That'd have been a dream.
Don't do it, Diego. I know you're tempted, because Karolis is opening super wide. Imagine if he just takes it upstairs. Oh, he was thinking about it, man. It's Diego Ventura. He's just an absolute beast. He's like, hang on.
He thinks better of it, Henry. Thinks better of it. Allows Erik to peel from the big and flop second pair, which is going to be no good. Karolis with top pair on this ace queen 5.
This is so tilt. It's folded round to Karolis, who has everyone covered. Just gets to open very liberally, very wide. And we get the ace queen 5 rainbow board. We flopped middle pair versus, a cut-off opening range and c-bet, and we just have to call 1, maybe 2. This is a modern day cooler, boys and girls.
Yeah, I guess saving grace is just, does Karolis ever just go 2 streets rather than 3, not put the big decision on Erik on the river? Is that everything with the 6 kicker?
I think we always have the best hand. think. I mean, maybe. Is he defending ace7, ace8, ace9? Should be. I think. Yeah, I think all the stronger a6 go in pre. Bar. Oh, wow,
Well,
we can always do that.
There we go. Now, is this ever a lead, Henry, with the second card pairing?
I don't hate block. Block sexy. Let's just go check. Surely, yeah.
So let's check it back. Huge pickup for Erik Tamm. The others won't like that one so much. Would have been down to sub 10 bigs, but goes that way instead. And there we go. My first. I've been looking for them, Henry. I've been looking for the Boz fans. Jamie Oconnor in the mix here. In the big blind with 18 million. Cuddles 85, rooting his man on. There we go. Nice to see. Rep in the UK. Get some Boz love in the chat. Slaptop. Good name. Looking for the password. Don't have it yet, my friend. But when we do, it'll go on the screen right there at the top between Powerfest and partypoker.
That easy. That easy.
Just got to keep your eyes peeled. I wonder where that
easy.
comes from, that saying, keep your eyes peeled. Does that make any sense? I don't know.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah, where's that come from?
Come on, mate. Put 2 and 2 together.
But I mean, like, it's sort of weird thing. Like,
1066, Battle of Hastings. Keep your eyes peeled. I'm pulling your leg, mate. I don't know.
but that's quite a good. That was a very smart way of pulling my leg. That was like, that was very clever, Henry. Very clever. It confused me.
Thank you. But yeah, I was gonna go with the back in the old days. You know, if you ever lost on the battlefield, they would peel back your eyelids. I don't know.
All right.
Andrew, I'm impressed that you know what the Battle of Hastings was, mate. So fair play. You've gone up in the. I'm here. I'm googling the origins of. Poor old Diego. So hang on a minute. I haven't done anything so far. First time trying to get a sneaky one through the ace 10-0 from +1. I just get jammed on. Introduced I'm British historian. Well, don't know how I feel about British history.
Sheldog28. What time do we release the password? Sometime between now and 2 hours time. Like, that's all I'm gonna tell you. Probably soon, but probably soon. But don't just come in for the password, Sheldog. Come on. Keep with it. Henry's gonna wind me up. He's gonna trick me many times tonight.
I don't even know where that came from.
It's very impressive. Guys, we're going to give away some money today. We got the free roll, we got some giveaways, but we're going to do it a little differently. And I'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. We're trying something. We're going rogue, Henry. We're going rogue. Bit worried, Henry, that it's me who's gonna have to explain to the guys how to get involved in this. But I reckon we can do it. I reckon it won't cause too much trouble.
Going rogue, he says. Shows it. I mean, you know what, boys? How about you don't finish 60th? How about you win it this time around?
Glasgow Bud, good evening yourself. Welcome. Nice to see some fresh names in the chat this evening already. As we get underway for this Powerfest main event final table. We're just easing in. We had a bust up first hand, guys, so we weren't completely easing in, but you know, we're just chilling out for a bit now, Henry, aren't we?
It's one way of putting it. I mean, it's going to be a lot of chilling. Like Jamie, Chanracy, you know, Karolis kind of just can't really do anything at the moment. Yeah. Like they're just not incentivized to get involved at all. So, and it's just gonna be a waiting game. Like Erik, Jorma, Diego, short stacks. They need to make a move, and everyone else is just waiting for them to be picked off until the ICM and stuff is switched up.
Erik popping up a Jack Chancery, flicking it in from the button with 8-9 of clubs. Miguel with ace-3 of spades in the small, looking to perhaps get involved. And Diego with 8-6 of spades from the big. We have a...
Yeah, this is ambitious. I don't know, it feels ambitious. Like you're just opening the door for Diego to come along and a hand that can get you in trouble.
Yeah, Diego from the big does come along. Flops top pair, Henry on the 6-3-4. Erik's like, really, guys? Just trying to get one through with the ace jack. Just leave me alone. Peel twice, and one presumes this one Henry checks around, or does Diego ever get to lead this?
Yeah, I mean, leading is a thing on this board texture. I don't know if we want a vulnerable top pair in that leading range.
I like this, Henry. I think it doesn't feel like anyone's going to get out of line against you. It makes the hand really easy to play. We obviously got a broad range of overs we're up against here, as you see, ace jack 8-9. Yeah. And he just gets to strike a bit of fear in the hearts already, Henry. Already they're like, oh, he's gonna do stuff like lead on these boards. It's gonna be difficult.
You guys in the chat are hilarious.
I'm just looking, Henry. It looks like Diego, our chip leader, is another chess convert. Henry. So, I know you're kind of a fan and not a fan of it. These chess guys are coming over here taking all the money, but nice to see another one in the mix.
You know what else is nice to see in the mix? No? You don't know?
No. What else?
The way that we're giving tickets away now.
It's very nice. Henry, it's very nice. I'm getting a bit scared because this is about to launch. Okay. Some things are going to happen. And
well, he's scared, chat.
You'll see in a minute, guys. You'll see in a minute. Keep your eyes very well peeled. There you go, Henry. Keep them peeled.
I'm not sure what I'm scared of, but
we're losing it already. Well, I'm losing it already.
Well, when aren't you losing it, mate? Let's be honest.
Free real password, guys, will be in a few minutes. I can tell you that. I can tell you that. So stay tuned. See everyone asking for it, but you're just asking for the password. You're not asking for, no one's asking after Henry's well-being. All right, guys, you see there on Twitch right now. I want to question who started as chip leader. You see the buttons pop up there. What you need to do is click in the top right. And you need to click it says join. I can't remember exactly what the wording is, Henry. In the top right of your screen, you'll see a little box. Click that. Click start now. Yeah, start now. There we go. The guys in my era reminding me. Click start now. That will enter you into the system. And then if you click on there, who started as chip leader, then your answers get logged. And we're going to give away prizes based on how well you guys do answering these questions throughout the evening. If that gets confusing, I'm sorry. We'll get it figured out, guys. But please do have a go on that.
Oh. All right, so 33% of people got it wrong. Okay, this is going to be fun.
I think people got tricked, didn't they? 2 Diegos. Guys, that one came around. You'll see. Get this thing clicked on the top right. Click start now, and then when the questions come around, throw in your answers.
There was 2 Diegos. Yeah, that's because there's 2 Diegos at the table.
Yeah, it was brilliant. And, like, trick people already, Henry. They're falling for it. And here they go, batting out this hand. One with a 3, one with Jack High.
Classic Diegos.
All right, guys, just a reminder, you've got to click that start now in the top right-hand corner. You've got to open up the box there. Click start now, and then you can play.
I wonder if Diego goes for the double. He doesn't. Queen of clubs. Okay. Potentially see. It slipped on over to Diego.
Yeah, it's a lovely spot, isn't it? I mean, I guess a bit of both, Henry, right? We do have a lot of misses from the big on this 9-5-3, but by checking, we kind of rep, some 5x, some 3x. And those are the kind of hands that maybe Diego tries to bluff.
Yeah, I think Ventura's got his man. Slipped it on over.
There it is.
And himself 2.2 million more.
Gone for max pain. The check rip there, Henry, is... I mean, we just have the best hand almost always, but it's still one to me that seems maybe... I don't know, maybe I'm nitpicking here, but is it maybe, given this as a final table, just a call in that... We don't get called that often, and there aren't many hands we lose to, but that range is a little closer, isn't it?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, does he just check jam? But, like, Diego Cuellar never has him beat there, so I think he does check jam and gets value from king, queen, ace, queen.
Right.
Those types of hands. So, yeah, I think check jamming's fine. Makes a lot of sense. Like, I don't think you're ever beat.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it has to be pretty much queen 5 or something, right? It's not really queen 9 barrels turn. I always get curious in those spots, Henry. I mean, a check jam just almost never gets called, and then I guess it's the value of doubling up if Diego decides to call it off with, say, ace queen versus call queen 5. I don't know. These things are interesting to me.
It's a fun flop. Well,
final table. It's a very fun flop for Erik.
Now Ventura's turn to give back some chips. Surely not the double barrel with king high.
Surely not the double barrel. Must have heard you, Henry.
It's always interesting, kind of want to fold out these 4x, 6x type hands, but you've seen that a lot of the ace-x would go in pre.
All right, guys. How's everyone doing this evening? Well, I'm getting warmed up. Everyone's getting warmed up. This table's getting warmed up. What's going on, people? What are we in? I know Sasera's got a little run going. What's everyone else playing? All right, Ego broke helping out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure how exactly it works. The interactive thing with the with mobile, but I guess if you're seeing your name on the leaderboard, it's working. We'll find out for sure. Yeah, guys, click that little widget at the top. Click start now, and then you can join in our questions as we go along. That is how we're going to give the tickets away this evening, guys. So, you know, there've been some of you mentioned, of course, that over the last few weeks we give away these tickets, and there's a lot of names that aren't necessarily participating, and we're doing it by followers of the channel. I think this is a little bit better way, Henry, giving the tickets away to the people who are definitely watching each evening rather than just passively picking them up. So all the time you guys are watching and interacting with those questions, you're going to have a very good chance of winning tickets. So please do go ahead and do it. Show dog. Oh, it hasn't started yet. Yeah, one question's been fired off. That's it. But we've got lots to get through this evening. So please do stay with us. Anyway, this is, of course, the main event final table. They had a long day yesterday to get down to the final table. And
yeah, I think it was just shy of 9 hours. I checked
wow.
when we logged off. There were about 44 players left, and yeah, they went on to play for a total of 8 hours and 40 minutes yesterday.
Yeah, and obviously some names fell pretty close. Connor Beresford, Henry, one of the best online tournament players for sure, who always talked about in that conversation. Connor Beresford was, in the end, the final table bubble boy, finishing there in 10th place, setting the final table as it is now.
Erik with a pretty grim spot, to be honest.
Wow. Via the back door. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's an annoying one. Shouldn't have many 10x.
Yeah, Erik down to 5 mil. A little fortunate a minute ago with the River Queen. Very unfortunate this time with the River 10. All in all, back to about where he was with that 5 million whilst Boz climbs to 22 and just gets ahead of Chanracy and Karolis. Jorma. Put it on Diego, who's opening up here, Henry, with the 3-5 suited. That's how we're rolling today. Got the chip lead. Let's give it a go with the 3-5 suited from +1.
That's a couple of times now, right?
I'm getting fruity from early. Why not? Chip leader, Henry. So I always say, just do it until they stop you doing it.
Couple of times he's tried to get stuff through. Always frustrating as chip leader as well. Right, hang on, guys.
All right, guys, that password for the 3-year-old will be out very soon. Get excited. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right on cue.
Who's coming up with these password names, man?
I was beaten by one. Wow. You know, Pont's got me, Henry, but I was beaten by one other. And the Latin American guys are quicker than you guys on this stream. Come on, where are the flags? Where are the European flags? Let's get them. Here we go. Here we go. Get registered, guys. Head on over to Party. Password is partypoker NFT. You've still got an hour and 50 minutes till it starts, but you may as well click reg now. $1,000 in prize money in this free roll. Carbon copy of last night, Henry. Will Henry last any longer tonight is the question. Will he get dealt the 10-8 again? That's sort of cold deck that happens in these things, Henry.
I don't know. I don't know if I cannot rifle in the 10-8 for 100 bigs. So Sarah with the ladder to $313. Lego.
All right. Keeping an eye on it. 54 left there, Henry. 13.5k up top for Sarah in that 109 mini second chance. Not to be sniffed at.
I'm just looking. It's saying Diego Ventura total online earnings just shy of 6 mil. So needs to cash for 95k today to take him up to over 6 million.
There we go.
Total online earnings. That's
a good reason to do it.
That's pretty insane.
If I'm not mistaken, Henry won the CPP online.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which we had recently.
We covered that, but he's just like he's done so much.
Yeah.
He's been around for forever. It feels like number one on the Peruvian all-time money list.
All right, Henry. Who's number 2 on the Peruvian all-time money list? Without looking. Come on.
Diego Ventura's mum. Is she an M-boss as well? Is it just running the family?
Let's have a look. I'm going to try and find it.
Yeah, I mean, I remember him being around back in like 2012, 2013, just crushing. Just realised Boz on the FT, yeah.
There we go. Chef Brad. Eyes peeled, my man. Come on. Boz is there lurking. Boz is there making straights on the river. Yeah, the answer to the question there, Henry, for you was Hugo Perez is number 2 on the Peru all-time money list, just in case you were, wondering.
Just in case I ever need that.
Yeah.
That information.
Had some WPT final tables in his time. There you go. That'll do it for you. WSOP, sorry. I think I said WPT. Yeah, WSOP.
Jamie O'Connor, just shy of $1 million in live earnings, over 4 mil in online earnings. A couple of close calls himself. Still looking for that big title though.
Yeah, Boz, one of the most popular UK grinders. Been lovely to see him get big results today, Henry.
What is an NFT? Well, they've really done it to us now, haven't they? Are we having that conversation?
Oh,
let's try and avoid that.
See, this is the one thing I can get on board with is NFTs. You know, I can understand. I can agree. There's some sense to them. You know, I'm all right with NFTs.
So you think there's sense to NFTs, but there's no sense to Bitcoin?
No, I think there's sense to Bitcoin, but just not in the way that people who have put all their money in Bitcoin think there is. Whereas I think there's sense to ownership of things like NFTs.
So, YouTube videos.
I mean, people pay all sorts of money for all types of individual pieces or original pieces of art or anything else. So, it's one of those things where the value. Well, we'll come back to that in a second because Boz has peeled this 3-bet. Just peeled the 3-bet Ace King, flopped top pair on this King 9-3, whilst Diego has a 9 and backdoor hearts
And 3-bet pre.
This could get spicy, Henry. I mean, Does Diego, is he in that weird spot of having kind of like a little bit too much to ever sort of go crazy?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be potentially some alarm bells ringing, but I don't think Jamie really traps aces or kings here. It's interesting as well because ace king, like, he kind of just has to call it. Jamie's obviously good enough to be aware that just ripping the ace king here would be an absolute money burn. But we do obviously have to station down now that we've flopped top pair, top kicker. Even if a heart rolls off, it's pretty grim. Okay, checks through on the turn.
Yeah, picked up that heart draw side. So you know what? I've got maybe just enough here. Does still beat, I guess, some things. What, like Queen, Jack of Diamonds, Jack 10 of Clubs, those kind of hands, Henry. Isn't going to bite on the river. Diego, nice fold.
Jamie
Boz.
O'Connor.
Up to 26. There we go. Cass says, "Can you please stop talking about Diego?" Well, it's a bit hard when he's mashing away in every pot, Henry, and even harder when there's two of them. You know, it gets a little difficult, doesn't it?
Which Diego?
Exactly.
Do you not want us to talk about?
Ripping a king from the small from Ventura. 15 bigs for Erik as the blinds are up to 200, 400.
I see what you did there.
You see what I did? You like that?
Yeah. Well played, well played. Oh, okay. Someone's salty. Okay, all right. I get it, Caster. I get it. You are salty that Diego is one of the best online players in the world. It's okay. No big deal, man. It's fine. Erik finding the 3-bet jam for 15. Well, it's 13 actually. Karolis has just been chilling, as has Miguel. Chanracy's kind of got involved a little bit out of line, but
I mean, Karolis obviously had that pretty pivotal hand, first hand of the day, playing that 11, 12 million chip flip, which obviously would have seen his day go a lot worse had he lost it. But since then, you're right, Henry, it's been pretty effortless. And even that hand was just a raise of tens, kind of got to cycle it off and hope to hold.
yeah, he probably wasn't thrilled about the tens hand as well, by the way.
No, like it's one of those you're like right at the start of the final, Henry, know that a lot of the time it's going to be a flip.
Flip at best. Like you ever, don't know if you ever see nines there. Don't know if you ever get shown pocket nines in that spot.
I'm too loose, aren't I, Henry?
I mean, we all know that, James.
That's why they always invite me to the games, though. You know.
That's your jail out of free card, isn't it? Like, well, I always get invited to these juicy games. For being a punter. Potentially see a clash between Miguel and Diego. Not sure how I feel about squeezing ace queen o from the small versus the low jack open. Although Ventura has been the most active player at the table thus far, so taking it upstairs makes sense.
Whoa! Have some of that. I was about to say, Henry, before it happened, is this going to be a 3-bet fold spot? Because it just feels like really hard to ever get it in here. I was questioning whether we were going to see a larger 3-bet for that reason, but here we go. First huge move. And like, yeah, who was that in the chat? Who was in the chat was getting upset about us praising Ventura? Have some of that.
Yeah. That's pretty out of line and disrespectful from Ventura. Miguel's just been chilling. He hasn't really been getting involved. First 3-bet from the small blind as well. Very strong range, and Ventura just having none of it. Gets the ace queen o to fold. Now Chanracy's turn to take it upstairs.
All right, Cast. All right, Karolis. We were mentioning Karolis. Just had that kind of slightly nervy start being in a flip early doors, but has just been playing the game the right way ever since. Just chilling. Obviously, a lot of hands are getting opened in front of him by Diego, the chip leader. And then you've got Miguel in front of him. So there's not a lot of opportunity for Karolis to do too much, is there, Henry?
Yeah, don't entertain yeah. Fairly sure I've played with Karolis though. Check my Facebook. Yeah, I have played with him. I thought I had. Got a few mutual friends. Number 4. On Lithuania's online all-time money list. I wonder if first prize can get him up the ranks at all. Chef Brad saying I'm the worst poker player in Essex in the UK. Congrats on that achievement, my man.
I don't know. I know some players from Essex, and might not be true, Brad. Might not be true. Ventura and Erik Tamm have got something nice. There's some synergy about these hands, Henry. There's something nice. I've never seen 9-3 offsuit look so nice. Just matching there like they do.
No 9s left in the deck. I understand I might beat you on that title. Yeah, if I'm ever back in the UK, I think I get that crown. Don't you worry. I love how half of Twitch chat are trying to take that crown as the worst player in the UK. At least we know who the people tuning in are. Karolis' friend and the worst players from the UK. Oh, Diego violence on Jamie violence, maybe.
King Queen, Ace Deuce suited, Ace Queen off in the big for Boz. Open. King Queen, yeah. Does Diego get out of line here? Does Ventura push it? He does. 2.2 million. And Henry, this just puts Boz in a horrible spot, right? There's not really a lot you can do, is there?
Yeah, Jamie just has to fold. I mean, unlucky. Wow.
Have
okay.
some of that.
Don't mention their names though. Don't talk about them. I'm not salty.
Stuff going on here, Henry. There's some stuff
I'm
going
not salty.
on.
There's just like some button clicking, but don't mention their names. There's some sad people out there.
Diego popping it up with 2 jacks. Chanracy calling with ace deuce of spades from the big Henry. Flopping gin on this ace queen for a couple of spades. Guys, we've got our next question coming up in a couple of minutes. I gave you guys the answer for this question that's coming up a little while back.
You gave away the answer.
I did give away the answer. I did. It wasn't an accident, Henry. It wasn't an accident. It's to see who's paying attention when I talk. You know, some people, they're just there. They're clicking there. They're just screaming for the. They're screaming for the password. They're not. You know, they're not really paying enough attention, Henry. So it'll be interesting to see who is. Chanracy calling, thinking the turn via the deuce rather than the spade. One assumes, Henry, this one goes check on the turn. I mean, is Diego really going to start knocking off some Queen X's? It seems a bit ambitious.
Wow. What pure run out.
Checks back and spade on the turn. Happy days.
Flop top pair, turn 2 pair, river the nut flush. Must be nice. Who does that? What a life. Just in case there was ever a doubt in his mind that his top pair was no good, that his 2 pair was no good on the turn. Just the old rivered nut flush for dessert.
All right, guys. Next question coming up in a minute. Keep your eyes peeled. We keep saying the saying, Henry. Keep your eyes peeled, but there we go. We're going with that's today's saying.
Did you find out where that came from?
Well, there was a little. You never really know. There's this suggestion that it came from 1820s London when it was to do with the police being called peelers and on the lookout for crime. I don't know these things. No one ever really knows, do they? But it seems like 1820s England is where it sort of originated. There we go.
Makes sense.
Someone come up with a better answer, let me know. Chanracy popping it from the small ace king. Pretty unenviable spot out of position against the 2 chip leaders, but goes for the 1.4 from the small Henry. And as flops go when you've got ace king off, that's a pretty good one.
I can think of better ones, but you know, I'm just being a bit nitpicky here. Yeah, top pair, nut flush draw. Swing and a miss for Miguel. I still can't get over that king jack suited 3-bet jam. Oh, sorry, 4-bet jam. Open squeeze from Miguel from the small, and he just rips it in.
Full on boss mode.
So saying, can James not be bothered reading out 10 names anymore? You've got him. You have got him.
Yeah, guys, I issued an ultimatum to those upstairs to say, guys, if you don't change the system, then I'm out of here. No, it's just to make it a little bit fairer, guys, so that those of you watching have a better chance of winning the tickets than those who have just sort of clicked follow in the past. I want to make it a bit more about those of you getting involved, those of you watching. You know, we always got the people that come in here, they get the free roll pass when they're off ski, and that's fine. You know, that's their right. But we want to reward those who interact.
I'm eager for this question. See if I get it right. See if I've been paying attention.
Has Henry been paying attention? That is the question. That's not the question. Like, it's not. Is Henry paying attention? Henry's always paying attention. Miguel Lopes going again from the small. Oh, save the sneeze, Henry. Save the sneeze.
Saved it.
Chanracy with ace queen. How's he going to react? He's going to react by peeling Henry. An 8 on the flop. Gives Miguel the best of it for now.
I think it just gives Miguel the best of it. Like, do we see a turn? 7.2 in the middle, 19 back. SPR less than 3. Okay, goes small. Maybe we do see a turn. 2 overs and backdoor Broadway. Okay, hands over and done with. Just go small again, I guess.
Yeah, it makes most sense, doesn't it, Henry?
Miguel's been
in the streets.
Forcing it a little bit. Yeah, he's been. It's a pretty sick spot for Jamie and Diego. You know, just like watching on the sidelines, Karolis as well. You got 2 guys middle of the pack, just kind of getting involved a little too much. You know, car crashes are going to happen eventually. So just reiterating that, you know, patience thing. Wow, just let's go. Okay, boys and girls.
Wow.
Okay.
Chanracy getting after it. A little change. All right, guys. Question is in the chat. Remember, click top right of the picture. You have to click start now if you haven't already done so. That will log your answers. That'll get you on the leaderboard. And then let me know who was the final table bubble boy. You guys have got about 35 seconds left to enter. All you have to do is, I say, click top right, click start now on the widget to sort of enter this thing, and then give me your answer for who was the final table bubble boy in this event. I was talking about it. You can quickly check it. If you're quick, you can head to party and check it, although you might give yourself some spoilers for the tournament. But I know you're all paying attention, so you know the answer. Ooh. It's a bit of a flop. Chanracy, ace 9 of hearts. Not looking too bad on this king 9-9. Boz with 2 10s. Gonna spill some chips, 1 fills.
I'm trying to find Salcero's tournament.
Salcero's is the mini second chance. Alright, I see some went for Pascal. Some went for Giacomo, but it was, of course, Connor Beresford who was the final table bubble. And most of you getting that one right, racing up our little leaderboard. That's how you're going to win tickets today, guys. Getting on that leaderboard.
I can't find it.
It's the it's the Powerfest number 31, mini second chance. Henry, it's the one you're after.
Powerfest 31.
There are 39 left. Salsero.
No, that's not it. Oh yeah, I got it. What's Salsero's screen name?
That I can't tell you, because I don't know.
Oh.
Boz going for the limp from this position. Henry putting this limp strategy. Perhaps you got a lot of action behind with Chanracy. Obviously, just been recently in the mix. Miguel, of course, just been playing a number of 3-bet pots, and Diego on the button, deciding perhaps that, hey, look, I'm going to limp here with 50 bigs with these 3 behind me.
I didn't realise how deep we were still.
Very, very deep, this one, guys. 30-minute levels. We're into... This one will take a little while, but once it starts popping, Henry, the level's very, very slow to start the day. 175, 350, 24, 255. We'll inch up there, Henry. We'll inch up there. And you get the jumps. 357. Then it goes 485, 101 million. So, there'll be a lot of movement then. As Erik finds Ace King with 12 under the gun. Just says rifle it.
Yeah, good timing. Yeah, yeah, Willem's going to be kicking himself. I didn't realize how deep we were. Like, just not that I didn't realize, just wasn't really paying attention to it because we had the all in straight away. But
yeah,
that ace queen off jam for, I think it was like 17 bigs at the time.
Yeah, around there, 15, a little bit more than 15. Yeah, 16, 17 perhaps.
Yeah, that's oof. Okay, that one's gonna hurt. It's going to sting for a while. That's where your mates are on the rail and they're like, please, fold ace queen, fold ace queen, fold ace queen. It's happened before.
Just catching up with chat. Ego broke with the blast, man, with the blast. Karolis with King 9. Like I say, who was it asking about, you know, we need to give some Karolis some love. This is the problem. He hasn't get many chances to open with those guys in front of him, but first chance he does here from the cutoff. King 9 pops it up. It's Erik defending from the big, and he's going to stab on this 10-8-3 board. And Henry, Erik's got the ace of spades and a 3. Can't go anywhere just yet. Peels, picks up spades.
Ace is just so funny. There's not one heart dealt in this hand, this round. Yeah.
There is one on the flop, so you know, you didn't quite get the clean sweep.
That would have been insane. Karolis with, I mean, a turn that he could barrel.
Ooh. This might be appetizing, Henry. When check 2, if check 2, there's the check. It's made for mandatory.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. Though I prefer going turn and river.
Of course he does, chat. Henry loves going turn and river. He loves going all 3. He loves a blast.
It's really tough for Erik to have the ace of spades here as well.
Yeah.
Given the stack depth. We'll start the hand with like 13. Ooh. Doesn't go for the jugular. I probably would have. I'd probably go for the jugular.
It's sort of, and this isn't quite the same situation, Henry, that we were seeing a couple of years back in the high rollers a lot. It's a slightly different situation, but we used to see a lot of that, like the raise, the river bets, leaving like 2 blinds back. It was in vogue for a while, but it seems to have disappeared these days. I know this is a different situation because we were very shallow there, but I wonder why that's vanished. Whether is that just a facet of, live not having to post antes and the big blind ante being in play, or is it just an overall strategy thing? I don't know.
I couldn't tell you, mate. Couldn't tell you. It's not.
We need a wizard, don't we? Where are the wizards at?
Where are the wizards at? Billy Poker in the chat. What's up, Billy? How's it going?
Boz peeling from the big ace-5 against Miguel's ace-king. Flops a5 on the queen deuce 5. Chef Brad's a wizard. He's gone from the worst player in Essex to a wizard.
I don't believe you, Chef Brad.
Jamie Nix in the house. Team Boz, of course. Good evening, my man. I'm, of course, completely impartial, Henry, and professional.
Obviously. But when you got one of the good guys from the UK in the mix, it'd be rude not to.
Exactly that. Boz does check call this queen deuce 5. Picks up a gut shot on the turn, as does Miguel. And the eagled eye amongst you has noticed that kings are dead. They're all out. They're all gone. They're all folded.
I mean, you can just river a 3 and chop it.
There are other ways as well, of course. There are some dishonest ways to win this pot. And Miguel has been taking those when possible, hasn't he, Henry's?
Miguel's been...
He's been battling.
Yeah, he's found the wardrobe. He's in Narnia at the moment. It's been getting fruity.
Boz with a little block on the end with the queen pairing. The 4 a bit grim. Henry for Miguel to ever sort of try and hero this one off, isn't it? We are up against some 4-6, some 3-6, some 3-4. All these hands don't need to bluff.
Yeah, we beat Brecht Diamonds. And such an underbluff spot, man. Like Queen of Spades, especially for that sizing. Hey, Jamnix, what is going on?
He's here.
The rowdy bunch have all shown up.
Miguel straight back on the horse from under the gun with ace-10 of diamonds. Come on, James. Words. You've got them in you. Try and get some of them out. Diego, King, Queen of Diamonds under the gun. Karolis, Ace, King suited in the next seat, Henry. With what, 32 blinds? How are we going? What are we doing, Henry? What are we doing?
Every single EP open from Diego he's been jammed on. Every single time.
And this one fully legitimate. Karolis decides just to rip it. And Lafaru in the chat going, I don't know where the start is, just see the sign Sport Bluff. Yeah, if you go kind of above that, there should be like a little widget in the top right of the screen. And if you, like a little drop down thing, if you click that towards the bottom of it, it should say start now or something of that ilk. If it doesn't, maybe you've already pressed it. I had a little trouble earlier this afternoon finding it whilst we were setting up, but that's all you have to do, is my understanding. Something new for us, guys. Something new for us. A little teething problem as we get it going. Henry, they throw me curveballs with technology. You know, it's what are they thinking?
Crazy card removal this hand. Well, I'm confused.
Anyway, Glasgow Bud says if you click that, it's all good on a tablet. See all these different systems. I'm obviously on desktop here, so it might be different on mobile. Hope you guys can get figured out. I want you guys involved answering the questions I'm throwing out. The last one, of course, was who was the front table bubble boy? It was, of course, Connor Beresford.
How many points have I got? Am I going to be getting a ticket? Yeah, see, James, you can't rig this now. You can't rig this. I can win all the tickets. I'm currently... What leaderboard am I on? Oh, how am I 19th? What?
How many points do you have?
I have 11. How do I only have 11 points, bro? This is rigged against me again.
Because I think I see myself top. I'm just saying. Like,
yeah, you are. I've answered both correctly. Like, why am I not getting a ticket?
Well, have to take out with management, Henry.
Hang on. Oh, okay, he didn't complete out the small blind. I was about to have a heart attack. Okay, so Jamie's implementing a limping strategy, which makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's been the Wild West. The ICM implications are obviously insane, but probably feels like he has an edge over some players at the table, wants to get involved. Just the absolute nut low seat draw for him, for Jamie, by the way.
Certainly the way it started as well, with Chanracy building chips and Miguel showing a propensity to get involved.
Yeah, absolute nut low seat. Just 3 stacks that cover him, and then all the jamming stacks into his big blind and small blind.
Speaking of nut lows, Henry, how about that river for Miguel? Kazi doesn't want to see a king that'll be up there.
Yeah, we still spike call though. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your 2-pair get counterfeited, you get barreled into you, and it's like, I don't care, I call.
Yeah.
Been there, done that.
And that, guys, is why we're here. In the box, in the left-hand side of the screen, rather in the middle of the screen. Password. It's top of the screen, guys. Party Poker NFT. Been neglecting it. That goes off in an hour and 10 minutes over on Party Poker, of course. Giving out 1K in prize money today. And get amongst it. Hour and 10 to go. And then you've got like an hour and 10 of reg once it starts as well. And just see if you guys can outlast Henry. It's not difficult. It doesn't last long on those things. Just, you know, I got another cash last night, just saying. You know, just throwing it out there. That's what I do.
Don't know. It's really difficult to not fire in 100 bigs. I told you this. I don't want my my tournament ROI to drop because third hand in, I'm all in.
Ace of Hearts says, see you at the final table. Well, I hope so, friend. I hope so. Karolis peeling from the big with 6-5 against Chanracy, and it's gorgeous looking 4-5-7 flop. Mam to 6. Sick brag with the free roll too long for me tonight. Played until midnight last night. I mean, Henry lasted till about 10 minutes after the start of the tournament. Nah, that's unfair. He got half an hour in, I reckon, didn't you, Henry?
No, I think 10 minutes is actually you being nice.
No, I'm throwing him a bone, and he's throwing it straight back, guys.
I appreciate it, but, you know.
Bingo on the turn for Karolis check calling. That's 7-5-4. I actually missed the bet size here, Henry. I'm like a little, not optimistic, but maybe a little open that c-bet, Henry, on 7-5-4 with this queen jack. No backdoor flush draw against the big blind range.
Yeah, Chanracy just loves it.
Does love it.
Oh,
well, not gonna love that river, is he?
Oh, now we know why he's number 4 on the Lithuanian all-time money list.
Triz Poker logging on. Good evening. Welcome back. Nice to have you with us once more. Yeah, Henry goes 2/3 here. And nice fold from Chanracy, Henry. Nice fold. Just they tried to get him. They tried to get him with the little jack on the river. They tried to get him. But...
He knows it as well. He's like, oh, okay, they're trying to get me. Get rivering top pair.
I mean, what's this in the chat? What's this in the chat? Deviliciousness coming in here. Not who won the higher last night, but how South Sarah getting on in the mini second chance. This is whose stream is this, Henry? Like
South Sarah's stream, clearly.
Fair enough.
Paying people. I still haven't heard from South Sarah.
Panda saying that's right. Okay, I see you guys. You guys are making some noise about the free roll. Tell you what I will do is I will pass this on up because it does go on quite late, and there's no real reason we have to start it that late with it being an hour of late reg and stuff. So I'll tell you what, I will ask for future if we can perhaps start it in an hour earlier for those of you based this side of the pond, because it does go on quite late and we want you to get involved. So yeah. I will ask and see if we can maybe move it forward an hour next time.
So Sarah, how many chips have you got at the moment in the Powerfest 31?
Graph track, how does the giveaway work? Well, we ask questions every 30 minutes to an hour or so, and you guys give us the answers. If you get them right, you get on the leaderboard. The more you get right, the more chance you have of winning a ticket. It's basically how it works. It's our first time doing it this way, so please do bear with us.
Fugly Panda saying pre-kids, no issue to grind on into the early hours of the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair shout.
Karolis, man.
Popping it up.
That's a conversation I had recently.
Chef Brad, 5 kids. Do you not have Sky? Come on, man. Karolis popping up that ace-6. Diego peeling with king-9 of spades. Popping backdoor flush draw, but Karolis with the gutter. Overs. Backdoor clubs.
Oh, Chef Brad's got 8 TVs now. That's hilarious. Soccer said, can I get a sweetener if I bink the mini main? I'll tell you what, if you win the mini main, I'll send you a signed shirt.
Signed shirt? Well, that's the shirt. What shirt? One you're wearing now? Did you have a funky shirt someone sent you? Where's that shirt from?
There was a shirt when I was in Costa Rica that everyone was a fan of, and people kept asking me if I could do a giveaway, my sweaty shirt. So it won't. I don't know. Maybe it will be that one. We'll see. I don't really want to give away this one. This one's really
a worn Henry Kilbane slightly sweaty shirt, guys. This could be worth something. You know, you put it on the wall. Put it in like your games room. You just say this was in game worn by Henry Kilbane. Like
how is this going on in the chat? People are bragging about how many TVs they own now. It's 2021. Everyone's got 15 TVs. Grow up.
I've got one. I can only watch one at a time, so it seems right to have one. There we go. Diego pops it up with King Jack in mid. And it's going to get this one through, Henry. And as we about to head into the first break, kind of maintains near enough to chips. Yeah, I think he had about 50 minutes to start, but still does have the chip lead. We've had some early movement around the top of the screen there. It is break time. Henry's off to count TVs. I'm off to get a drink. But we will both be back in 5 minutes. More of this, the Powerfest main event final table.
Just tell me if I'm sounding like an idiot. I don't know what I just said.
You're saying Sam is making some high variance decisions?
No, I mean that deciding to raise there, he was like, well, I should probably fold.
A little bit high variance. That's not that high variance. Like if you were to shove.
High variance here, right? Or just so standard?
I think it's pretty standard. I mean, Ace is just such a monster right now. And then Matt's almost always going to see bet just as he did.
You just have to call, right?
Yeah.
And just hope that maybe you can get some kind of bet in on the river or something.
Yeah. Be looking for Matt to run some kind of bluff.
He's got 3 aces.
Check.
He's got 3 aces. That feels pretty good. From Franklin's point of view, though, what is Trickett's range here, besides the 3 aces, which is sort of a very narrow part of it?
Trickett can have like 8x, King X. I suppose what Franklin is thinking, he's thinking Trickett calls, he shoves his aces to a min raise.
He really should too, shouldn't he? I mean, it would be really odd for Sam to have ace anything right now.
Yeah.
You know, he might not even slow play ace king. In fact, he probably wouldn't. And if Trickett does call here, does he check the river? Is that part of the whole plan?
Yeah, he's checking the river, that's for sure. He's just trying to give Franklin some rope so that he'll shove the river as a bluff. My guess is just going to call as well.
He's got a good awareness, Sam Trickett, because this is the only way he's getting on. He seems to know overall it's the best. And how often are you shoving if you're Franklin here?
Well, I'd be pretty concerned when Sam calls a turn. I'd have to decide whether he's calling light with kings or aces. The fact that there's a backdoor flush draw makes the shove a bit better because now Sam can fold some backdoor flush draws. I mean, it would just be mostly a matter of how often do I think he's turning up with, like, King X that he folds river with.
In your experience, does, you know, at this stage, is Sam going to fold the king? If he's called this far with a king 10 type hand, is he folding?
Not necessarily, but a lot of players I think will end up folding if they get there with King X.
Cool.
He's got him. He went for it. Look at that.
Yeah.
And you know, Franklin knows. I mean, you know, this can happen.
He defends with the Queen 7 of hearts from the big blind. And I see a 10, 8, 5, 2 diamond flop. Justin checks it on over to Jake. Jake will be wary. He knows he's raised from early position. He doesn't connect with that flop too often, whereas Justin may well have done defending from the blind. And what a card it is for Justin on the turn. 4 of hearts gives him a gut shot and flush draw. And expect Justin to bet here. He does make it 1.4 million to go. Jake not done with this pot yet. He wants to see the river card. So he still has the best hand. And it looks like Bonomo is sizing up the all-in. Sure enough, Jake will fold. Strong play from Bonomo there. Welcome back, everybody, to the Powerfest main event final table right here on Party Poker. And a fairly slow start, guys. I mean, we're playing for 270k up top. It's not too surprising. Just the one elimination so far. was, of course, Willem De Troyer, right on the first hand, in fact, of the final table. And not a whole lot's changed. We still have Diego Cuellar as our chip leader, a little over 50 million. But there's been a little bit of movement in the middle of the table with Miguel, Chanracy, and Boz all getting in the mix. See if we can get back to the action and see how things are going as we continue to play 250, 500. Karolis popping it up with 2 jacks from early, getting looked up by Miguel. I say Miguel's been the one driving a lot of action. And this time, calling with 9-6 from the big, as he should. Karolis getting pretty nice looking flop for those 2 jacks, and having opened from early. I think just the board we want to continue with range near enough. Goes small, does. This will send Miguel to the muck. Jorma down to just 7 blinds. He's by far the shortest now. Erik would double that. Ventura has been doing nicely. Pulled off that 4-bet jam. Got 4-bet himself. Both his bluffs. All right, here we go. Blinds going up then to 300, 600. It's going to start pinching. All right, guys. We have some winners of those tickets based off your answers in the quiz. If you're wondering what that quiz is, please do click in the top right of your Twitch screen. You'll see there's a little widget there. If you press it, if you haven't already done so, it'll ask you to start now or something like that. I can't remember the exact wording of it. That'll empty you. That'll log your answers when we ask these questions, and then we will draw winners from those. And that's what I have done. But for now, Boz popping up 2 queens. Chanracy getting out of it again from the button with ace 9. And these are the deep stacks. They're like 40 bigs deep, near enough with there's sort of 2 real short stacks. Especially Jorma now having just 6 blinds makes it very hard for these 2 to want to get it in. But Boz, no messing around, says, "Let's go." Rips it in. Happy to just take this one down, really, with Jorma so short. Queen's going to be a little awkward to play post. I can still get called off by some worse, I guess. And, well, Chanracy going to be at it again here, perhaps. Opening up ace-queen. Karolis with 2 10s in the big. Well, the 2 10s against ace-queen that got Karolis off and running on this final table right at the start. Erik. I didn't notice Erik there with 2 4s, but with Jorma so short, may just decide to let this go. It's 11 blinds. He does go for it. Yeah, this seems fine. But Jorma's so short, it must have been tempting to let this go. Now, Chanracy calls here. How does Karolis proceed here? This is going to be pretty grim with 2 10s. I mean, Chanracy's called 3rd of the stack. Could be 9s, but mostly it's ace queen, ace king, and 9s plus perhaps. Maybe not even 9s. I don't know. Hard to imagine Chanracy folding 9s there, but ICM's a tough cookie. You have to make these big folds sometimes, and it wouldn't surprise me if Karolis folds this. Obviously, if it had come round, then would have called against Erik, but does make the fold. Not entirely against that. Erik with the double up. Chanracy's ace queen, no good, down to 15 million. Those 2 kind of level up, and now Jorma, even more perilous situation. And you can see, guys, it sounds like Henry is back with me. He's takes his time, this lad. He's a slow mover. I'm jesting. He was off to get a drink, guys. He's off to get a drink. But I believe he's nearly ready to rejoin us. I think I've locked the door on him, though. So we'll get that figured out in a minute. Diego Ventura popping up ace 10 of spades from number one, down to 20 bigs now himself by virtue of the blinds going up more than anything else. Make rule going, where does the question appear? Sorry, guys, yeah, lots going on the table there, so I didn't get a chance to explain it more. But anyway, first of all, let's get Henry back in. Henry was making some noises over the over those 2 10s. Henry, what were your thoughts? It was a pretty grim spot, right?
I'm having a look around the table and I'm seeing 8 people when there should be 7. Erik Tamm, saved by the bell, aka Chanracy. I mean, what is happening today, dude? Are we playing for 270k or are we playing for 270k? What's going on, man?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, Karolis had an awkward spot at the start of the final dealing with 2 10s. I say awkward, it was kind of like a force to call it off, but not enjoy it moment. And there was a pretty similar one, right? But with Chanracy calling for a third of his chips, for once I'm on board with the fold, Henry. Normally I'm advocating getting it in, but.
Oh no, yeah. Listen, dude, don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing Karolis. I think it's maybe one of the grimmest spots of his career today. It honestly wouldn't surprise me if when Chanracy called that the mouse was launched out the window,
right? Or
some swear words were muttered under his breath, because it's just like, what do you do? You got Jorma sat on 2.2 mil. You've got Diego sat on 13 mil.
Yeah.
You've got a guy that can, I think, had him just slightly covered or just shorter than him.
Just short.
With the flat call. Like, dude, we're playing for 270k and we've only locked up 26,000. I can get behind folding 10s. Especially given Karolis' seat draw as well. Like, he's in a really good spot at the moment. And, yeah, sometimes you just got to edge fold, Sometimes you just got to say, well, listen, I think my edge is pretty big against some of these guys, and it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case.
Yeah. I see guys in the chat asking this new system. Yeah, the questions pop up about every half an hour to an hour. I will give you guys a warning when they're coming. They pop up in the middle of the screen, so you can't really miss them. Mate Rule says, where does it appear? Maybe it doesn't work on desktop. It certainly does work on a desktop. I'm using a desktop. You just need to click on that widget in the top right of the screen if you're on desktop, and I can't remember exactly what it says, because once you've done it, you can't see it, but it says something like start now, whatever. You click that, and then you start answering the questions, and your answers get logged. And, well, Henry, we've done a giveaway. We've done some tickets based off the first questions. I'm very happy to announce the winners, and very nice, because we're going to see a lot of names that are with us right now, Henry, rather than names that aren't watching, which is how it should be, as Jorma rips Queen 9 for, 3.5. Erik with an ace in the small goes for the click raise. The ISO still gives some room to fold potentially, and gets run down on the flop. Jorma with a double up. Oh, whilst Jorma's winning, Henry, these 10 are winning. So it's Simone Lupi, backdoor Matador. Backdoor Matt, that's a good name, isn't it?
What a great name. Okay, can he get an extra ticket? Can someone arrange that? Is a great name.
Pot he adv 2. Ace of Art 613, seen you in the chat this evening. Russ Kick. Graji 1966 also in the chat. Nice to see you get a ticket. Billy PKR also in the chat getting a ticket. Emmanuel Lesser getting a ticket. Here we go, Henry. Two of the more regulars in the chat for the last few weeks. Well, one of them always with us. Chef Brad Poker getting a ticket. Nice to see. And then Salcero, 1994, who's been very active the last few weeks and is still battling away in that mini second chance. So if you heard your name, those 10 of you, you've won those tickets. Beautiful stuff. I'll put the names in the chat for you guys just to confirm. You can see your names, but congratulations. You've all won a Powerfest. Pardon me, a Powerfest. What are the 11 tickets at this point?
Doesn't matter.
Legends.
Doesn't matter.
Legends,
we'll,
I believe.
We'll
Legends
focus on that after this, because
yeah, Henry, you focus on this one for me.
This Ventura is not folding 10s, man. It's not. Karolis is just going to pop quads.
Jorma's like, well, at least I got a gut shot draw, I suppose. At least I can hit a gutter.
Slow roll. Rip.
Yeah. Jorma Nuutinen, no good on that board. That is, see you later. That is no sweat. 26k though, Henry. consolation nonetheless, even if it's a little scant.
26k in the back pocket. I mean, what a guy. What a guy, eh? And finally, down to 7. Feel like we were 8-handed for a while there, James.
It was. We lost what? First hand of the stream. We lost Willem and then Jorma there. So a good, hour and a half plus of 8-handed play. Obviously, things are going to start biting. We're at 3-6. We see there are some shorter stacks about now. Erik just doubled. Diego obviously key winning that pot. Chanracy down to 25 blinds. Boz, Karolis with around 40. Same as Miguel. It's still Diego Cuellar, Henry, with that big lead. Right race start of the day. Start of the day as chip leader. Still nestling in there.
Still nestling in there.
Henry, I was looking through because, as I said yesterday, we had some potential big names from the high roller world in the mix. None of them made it through, but there were also some deep runs as well from some of the party poker pros. I see Diane Kuznetsy getting in there 79th. Patrick Leonard came 73rd. And actually, Courtney G was the highest place of the party poker pros, Henry, in 35th. None of them quite managing to make it down to the far table with us this evening. But they're flying the flag, Henry. They're flying the diamond.
Chef Brad saying, asking where the ticket goes. How do you claim it? You have to trade in 6 TVs, mate. So 6 of those TVs that you got lying around at home, you tell the kids, right? Sorry, kids. We need to trade these in to get our hands on these tickets. No, it'll be taken care of, mate. Don't worry. End of the stream or during the stream. Trust me, the mods are on it. Somehow, me and Dempsey have fluked our way into the commentary booth, and the mods are the ones doing all the hard work, all the heavy lifting.
Yeah, same as Henry says, everyone's asking questions about the tickets. I'm pretty sure you're going to get whispered by one of the mods or by Colette herself. If you haven't, then sort of give them some time, guys. Give them some time. They might do it all later, all in one batch. So if you don't hear by tomorrow, then please do, raise hell. If you haven't heard by tomorrow, then whisper Party Poker TV, and I'm sure we'll get it figured out. But don't fret.
Yes.
We'll contact you. Is the idea.
Backdoor Matador saying, I've got no TVs. Can I trade the kids? I don't know if I'm actually allowed to even joke about that. Like, as much as I would love to joke about something like that on stream, I'm fairly sure telling you to trade your kids in for tickets to tournaments is illegal.
Erik Tamm putting Ventura to it. Have a little bit of this. Henry, the Queen 3 off.
I mean,
here we go. Here we
2.5x.
Loving this, Henry. I am loving this.
What do you mean you're loving this? He's got Queen 3-0.
Yeah.
You just wish it was 2008 again and you just had to click buttons in order to win at poker. That's not how poker works.
No, this is how poker works. Come on.
No, it's not.
Look Yes. We folded a few hands in a row. They think we're tight. Just doubled up. Let's go after them.
All right, chat. There's another question.
There we go. Oh, look at that. Who is the highest placed sponsored Party Poker Pro? I think I just went through those, Henry, by coincidence. I think I just went through them. I gave a lot of hope. I mean, I hope people were listening.
Did you really?
If you haven't already clicked the start now, as it were, in the top right, please do that first. Then fire in your answer. I think that's how it gets logged. Don't quite know. I'm new to this, guys. I don't know what's going on. I'm just here to say silly stuff. But if you know the answer, do that. Click on the picture. Click on the name it is, and you'll be in with a chance of winning one of those tickets. We just love giving away all the tickets, Henry.
Highest placed in what? Obviously, the annual Party Poker Garden Bowls competition. What else? Yeah, the Powerfest main.
this very event, Trez. I mean, if you're quick, you can get into the lobby and look. But you know, I hope you'll stay with us here, because the problem is you look at the lobby, you're gonna potentially give yourself some spoilers. I will be subtly putting the answers in case you haven't figured out what's going on yet. I'll be subtly putting the answers in for all the questions before they come out. To give you a fair chance. All you got to do is pay attention and you'll be fine. But most of you getting the answer right there. It was, of course, the Swarm, Corny B in the mix. Finishing in, what did I say, 35th, I think it was? 35th she finished.
Great shout, James. Great shout.
Yeah, congratulations if you got that right. You may just win yourself a ticket.
That was the first one to get it right. Just saying.
Triz just guessed blind. That's fair. Guys, remember, you've got to click that start now button, or wherever it forms on the desktop. It seems to be top right. I think some people are saying it's the sport buff button if you're on a tablet or mobile. You guys got to figure it out. We can't do everything for you. You've got to find a way of getting your answers logged.
Go on,
Boss.
Jamie.
Here we go.
Oh yeah. We have turned what is known as equity.
And it's the equity that if it hits Henry, you get paid in a big way. I actually missed the action pre-Henry, so was this
BVB raise call check flop bet call turn.
Yeah, Chanracy with the what must feel like the near nuts. This action. Chanracy going to try and get something out of this, Henry. It feels like mandatory, but again, these final table situations are so dicey. Just decided just to check it back.
Yeah. I don't know. It feels like one of those spots that you get an opponent as competent as Jamie. Like he's not gonna shy away from putting you in spots, man. You know.
Yeah.
It's a good lad.
Shout out to Salcero, top 5 stack now in that 109 mini second chance. 20 left. Nice sweat, guys. If you are playing alongside watching, I know a lot of you are, guys, on stream. Please do let us know if you've got any tasty sweat going. Nothing too big, nothing too small. We're like the movers who can move it all, Henry. You know, no job too big, no job too small. We'll take them all on.
I do have a question, James. I think it's a really relevant one.
Okay, I'm scared.
There's a certain person in the Twitch chat called Glasgow Bud. Now, what I want to know is, are you like a bud as in, hey mate, hey dude, hey guy from Glasgow? Or are you trying to insinuate something else with that Twitch name?
Could be anything. We're opening a can of worms here.
Could be anything.
I just noticed Benny's in the chat and gave a little yes, street poker. I can only assume that was the Queen 3. Nice to see, like, we have another purist in the mix.
Behave.
Not using the charts, just saying, you know what? It's time to put them in a cage. And yeah,
Behave. That's just... Is that what we're trying to become, James? Is that what you want to be associated with our names? When people say, oh yeah, that Henry and James, they do commentary. You know, they get excited when people start clicking buttons. Is that how we want to be known as? Like the commentators that push for street poker?
Yeah. I'm that's the poker I love, Henry. I'm
all right.
You know, it's not you young kids with your charts and your solvers.
With your charts, girl.
You know, you do all this, so I can't raise this hand here. Nah, bollocks to that. You get a Queen 3 offsuit in the big blind, you folded a few. This beast wants to raise from the small. I'm going to show him how it's done. Put him in a cage.
It right back in his face. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's amazing. Glasgow, but I live in Glasgow from a town called Paisley originally, where the people are known as buddies.
There we go.
I know Paisley. Dated a girl from there once. No cap.
Feels like you should know that then, really, but there we go. Just gonna call you out.
What?
Karolis.
What? What are you talking about, James?
I thought you should know they're known as buddies, and you should have worked that out. You know.
You're
Chef
right,
Brad
mate.
in the Powerfest mini closer. All right, it's early on. And a DTVD event, 1 out of 31. All right, there we go. Some sweats. Karolis at it again. 6's last hand, 7's this. Once more, maybe playing against Miguel with King Jack from the small. Miguel's the one getting in action the most, Henry. Well, he and Chanracy as well, obviously been in the mix. Miguel does decide to give it up this time from the small. All right, I gather it's not working. These questions, Henry, on the system doesn't work on mobile. So if you are watching on mobile, I'm deeply sorry, but you know, get on your computer.
Somehow now got 22 points. I'm getting confused. Right. Chat. Got to do a cash giveaway. It's been a while since I've done a cash giveaway. It feels like for a Powerfest main. It's the right place.
He's digging into his own pockets here, guys. Buying favour.
Yeah, you know how it's done. What do you, James? It's been a while, man, since we played a game, and I mean, we got 2,600 people in the chat. We're obviously doing the ticket giveaways. We're watching these 7 players play for 270k. But let's give away some cash money and play a game. Do you want to play some Lodden things? Or?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Just give the people what they want, because you know, the poor mods, they don't work hard enough. So now Henry's going to get the chat flooded with answers. I like it. I apologise, Supernova. I apologise, Giuliano. Ghost of M in the mix as well this evening.
All right, but before we do this, GB said, Henry, when you first started watching poker on TV, was James on it? I remember watching James crush it years ago. Okay, I'm going to put you in it a little bit here, James. James Dempsey big-timed me once, years ago. I got big-timed by my man, who I'm now obviously great mates with. But yeah, I got big-timed by Demps. No, I didn't get big-timed, but I was like, oh, I don't know how to approach this. They were doing commentary for the first time. You have like years and years and years of experience on me. You've covered all of the events. You got like all of these accolades. And I was like speaking with Ludo. He's like, nah, just crack on, you know, just jump in there. James doesn't bite. But I remember being really like, I don't know. It felt like I was just like big timed around you. It's like, oh, I don't know how I feel about doing commentary with this guy. Like he's won everything, and I grind cash games for a living. So yeah, and the big old James Dempsey.
In other words, chat. No, he didn't used to watch me on TV. I was hoping he was going to tell me about how he was at school and he'd go in the night after and tell his friends about this crusher he'd seen. But no, just no. I got really upset. I got there, guys, in GBSK. To be fair, I think Henry would have been tucked up in bed back in those days, you know, ready for his early morning starts. Diego raising up, flopping a king on king and deuce 4.
I think the craziest thing, because I you know how I'll just randomly recall hands from like EPTs and party poker mains from like 15 years ago. I'm just like, yeah, they won with that hand. Thin brag. There have been times that since I've like known you, that I've then been like, oh, you covered that tournament. You were there for that winning hand, because it doesn't register at first. Like you
remember the hands, don't you? You remember the hands.
Yeah, when you watch these like insane winning moments, you're engrossed in the hand itself and the champion and the person winning it as a, you know, casual poker fan or viewer. And it wasn't until, you know, obviously got to know you a little bit better. I was like, oh, you were there for the Isildur win. And then, you know, there are a few big moments that I just recall watching as a kid or growing up. And I'm like, oh, you were there for that, you lucky bastard.
Henry, I mean, here's a potential moment right now, because Karola's popping up ace-9 diamonds. Is Ventura going to get outlined on the button? And obviously Tam's going to pounce on anything that is left in this pot. Here we go. Ventura's kind of been bashed around a little bit, Henry. Did get the 4-bet jam through himself, but has been 4-bet jammed on now twice. Obviously this time fully legitimately. Did get 3-bet a moment ago by the Queen 3 as well. This is a little painful for him. Having a little think. So Henry with the ace-9 offsuit. Is this an actual ever thinking, or is this a making out I wasn't completely full of it when I 3-bet Karolis?
Yeah, I mean, you know, spots like that, and you're like, oh, do I just tank to save face a little bit? And
yeah.
you know, when we cover live events and we can see the whole cards, you know, you're like, what are you tanking for? You've been caught with your hand in a cookie jar. Obviously, here it's slightly different because of the replayer. But I don't think Diego's going to mess around there and like pretend to tank. He's an absolute veteran. You know, he's been around the block. Cutoff's opened. He's 3-bet light from the button, and small blind's woken up with it. You know, it's part of the game that we play. It's annoying, but these things happen. So yeah, I'm sure he didn't. He doesn't need to tank to save face there. He knows he's allowed to 3-bet light. Andrew in 2D said, "You are some rando peasant. This is King James. It is King James. Don't you worry. I know that." Okay. Yeah, chat. Have any of you got any good Henry Thinks questions for me to ask James? And we'll do like a cash giveaway. 4-star or dominoes? That's a great question. I'm probably going to go with dominoes because I've never heard of 4-star.
Huh? Yeah, I'm confused on that one. Boz in here with Queen 6 against Chanracy's King 6. Chanracy with the flush draw. It's a bad spot for Boz, this one, Henry. Goes over pot just on the turn.
What do you mean it's a bad spot?
Oh.
You don't think Jamie's going to win this hand?
It's a good spot if it misses on the end. I hope Jamie's going to win the hand, Henry. I have maximum faith in my man. Ace of diamonds on the end. We've got a diamond, Henry.
We've got diamond in the 6, mate. That's what we got. There we go.
Is going to win the pot, Henry.
I assume so.
Yeah, one has to assume so. Chanracy missing the other draw. Surely letting us go. Surely you're not going to fight back.
Ghost of saying, question for Kilbane Things. What's the largest quantity of foie gras that James Dempsey has ever consumed in one sitting? For those of you that don't understand why that's a good joke, it's because James's Twitter handle is foie gras addict. And I remember when we first started, I was like, James, what's your Twitter? I'm gonna tweet you. I'm gonna include in this tweet.
A bit of foie gras. What's wrong with that? You know, I mean, there's a lot wrong with it. Don't come at me, chat. Don't come at me.
I don't even know what it is. I don't even think I've pronounced it correctly. But
you don't really want to know. It's just a very old Twitter handle. Yeah, I mean, I do like it, but let's put it this way: it's a changing world. It's probably something we shouldn't be eating anymore.
Now you got me. Why do you do this to me?
Yeah, I mean, if you look and see how foie gras is made, you're gonna feel pretty grim. But there we go. Anyway, Diego popping it up from number 1 with King 10. Miguel in the big with Ace Deuce. Miguel is the one, like I say, who's in all the battles, it seems. And here he goes again, Henry. Have some of that from the big blind. Diego, I mean, Henry, you called it earlier. He's opening up a lot under the gun. Early position. Gets punished again here. Miguel with the 3-bet from the big with Ace Deuce. Bit of street poker, as the kids like to say. We love it. Boz, Ace Queen of Hearts.
They were saying, does James think Henry is better than him in poker? Chat. If me and James played in the same game together, he would just take it to the streets. I guarantee it. I just guarantee James would be tough to play against, specifically against me, because he has been in the booth with me for 2 years now and knows how I think about poker. So he would just be sat there just clicking buttons against me. He's like, "Here, have some of this min 3-bet on the turn." And then I'm sat there with like middle pair and don't know what to do.
Can I answer that question by saying James thinks that Henry thinks he's a better player than James?
James thinks that Henry thinks that he's a better player than James.
No, obviously, all jesting aside, guys. Henry's a hard worker on the poker. You know, he's
Cool Runnings Poker making a great point that even James doesn't know how he thinks and approaches certain spots. So how do you beat a man that doesn't even know what he's doing when he does it?
There we go. You know, we just go old school. We just like he says, like Henry says, we're just going to throw some situations at him and see what he does. Boz limping that Ace Queen Hearts, keeping this limping strategy, Henry. Even though the dynamics shifting slightly in that Chanracy's now sub 30, but obviously it hasn't moved that much. So even in the cutoff, Boz still deciding to limp in. I thought maybe cutoff might raise with Chanracy short on the button, but evidently not. Keeps the limps going. Ends up flopping that flush draw in the pot.
Backdoor Matador saying, have either of you done a prop bet or side bet with a mate? I've done a couple of dumb ones in my time. What about you, James?
I don't think I've ever done any kind of. I've been the bettor in terms of prop bets and stuff, and I've been involved in quite a few funny ones. But I don't think I've ever.
Have you ever had to pay up?
I don't. Yeah. I've got some wrong, but I don't think I've ever been the one doing the silly stuff, as it were.
Yeah, same here. Just had to pay up a couple of times. There was a swimming prop bet that I agreed to pretty much a year ago, this time last year, that I had to buy out of. That was it was if I could swim 500 meters non-stop in a Olympic-sized swimming pool.
So was that 20 laps? Was that?
I think Olympics 50, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
So 10.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, you're just drawing dead. Unless you train how to swim. Like if you go swimming on the regular basis, it's one of those things that
Yeah, sounds really easy.
Your first reaction is, yeah, of course I could do that, and then you just drown after like lap 4.
Really?
It's tough, man. It is like the endurance level needed and the stamina needed. I would happily place that bet with a lot of my mates after finding out just how to do it.
But like, what's the time limit? Like,
there is no time limit, but it's just freestyle. So you just have to swim non-stop. You're not allowed to wait on the edge or anything.
Man, this has got to be easy to do, surely. 500 meters. You could just.
Ooh.
I mean, if there's no time limit, like.
Oh, we got a little prop bet.
It feels like it. I'm not a swimmer, but.
Okay.
Well, like in a pool. This isn't like an open water swim. This is like. It sounds.
This is an Olympic-sized swimming pool. 10 laps.
Yeah. So we're talking 500 meters. We're talking about doing 500
Freestyle.
meters. Like that can't be. I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to do it quickly, but that can't be a. Again, I'm not a swimmer, but that can't be a difficult thing. Hang on, let's come back to that in a second, because Diego going for it here with King Jack 3-betting from the cutoff. Chanracy has those beautiful looking aces, Henry. Backdoor Matador, leaving me alone. Queen 6 tray flop. Chanracy does go for the slow player, Henry. You always say these kind of ICM spots here, it's quite hard to be allowed to do this, but hey, this is Chanracy. He says, I'm playing a double up here. How often am I going to get aces on the farm table of the Powerfest? I'm not going to sacrifice any potential upside. And Henry Diego got King of Diamonds. Maybe putting a few more chips in through the streets here. Obviously, Benny in the chat there, Henry making the point it might be a 0 flat spot in theory. In that saying, we just don't get to peel too many 3-bets because of the ICM situation, so maybe therefore we shouldn't really be ever slow playing. But we're stepping out. We're playing streets today, guys. We're rolling back the years. Diamond rolls off on the turn. Both have it. Obviously, Chanracy covering with the ace. Is Diego going to go for the juggler, Henry?
Chanracy knows his man. But like Diego's not thrilled about this turn, I don't think.
Well, he's gone for it, Henry. He's gone for it.
Dead.
He's pressed rip. Chanracy presses cool. Doubles up to 36 million. Is now the chip leader. This is what happens sometimes when we get in the mix. Do some naughtiness. Just flat the 3-bet. Again, obviously people are going, well, obviously flat 3-bet. You got aces slow play, but the point is, well, we're not supposed to be really flatting any 3-bets in that spot. It's kind of obvious that we have aces, but at the same time, it obviously wasn't because Diego put the lot in, and there are some other hands. Maybe he thought, oh, he might have jacks, he might have tens, nines, like can have some weaker stuff. Decided to put him to it. Aaron, I'm a bit curious here in the chat saying, I had to tread water for 20 minutes for Reading football trials. I mean, like, is that a thing? I mean, do footballers need to be able to tread water for 20 minutes? Seems a bit odd, but there we go.
So, you reckon you can jump in a Olympic-sized pool tomorrow and swim 500 meters freestyle front crawl?
Yeah. I mean, front crawl wouldn't be the option. Wouldn't be the stroke I'd choose, but
that's
like,
what my bet was.
Okay, but I think I'd like. I mean, am I allowed to stop stationary for a moment and stuff like that? Or I mean, obviously not with any assistance, but like I can just, tread water for a second just to loosen up the shoulders, Henry. But I can't see how I can't do that. Like 500 meters if I got no time limit.
I'll book you for $1,000 right now if you want.
I mean, what do we reckon, chat? It sounds crazy not to go for
I
it.
would, if you weren't a friend and we weren't on stream, I would honestly book you for more as well. Just putting it out there. And this isn't me doing myself any favors. I think you're drawing dead, and that's without me knowing your fitness.
I don't swim. I have no swimming fitness.
10 laps non-stop front crawl in an Olympic-sized pool for your average person is very, very tough. That's the equivalent of running 5k non-stop.
Oh, for God's sake, I'm in. I'll do it. Let's go.
What?
Like, 500 meters is Boz with the limp jam. Here we go. Have some of that, Chanracy.
You're mad, bro.
Well, you have me with the backdoor matador. Yeah, I've got me in trouble. All right, chat. I'm willing to book this. I mean,
wow. Chef said no, it's not. Okay, do your research, Chef Brad, because like I don't want people to get themselves in trouble by going around placing bets, thinking that they could do something. Like it's okay to not have an opinion on something that you don't necessarily know. Like bearing in mind, I lost a lot of money on this bet, being as confident as you guys were, and I'm 25 years old.
How far did you get, Henry, on your 500 meters?
I'll let you guys, Brexit, no opinion. So I said, well, you swim for Essex. That's different, Chef Brad. Like, what are you talking about, bruv? We're talking about normal people. Stream the swim. Let's do it.
I'm really. I mean.
But that's different, Chef Brad. I literally specified for a normal person.
I'm not a normal person, first of all, Henry. First of all, I'm not a normal person. I'm an elite person. Like I'm an outlier. Let's take normal out of the equation. I'm messing. Carry on, Henry. You reckon it's very hard? I don't. 500 meters. I don't know. How hard is swimming 500 meters, right? Chanracy popping up with 10-8, our new chip leader against the old chip leader, flopping a top pair.
He's gonna watch YouTube videos on how to swim all night now.
I'm just reading this stuff as Diego just cool picks up an open ender, Henry. I'll come back to that in a second because this is a spicy-ish turn. I mean, I'm guessing Chanracy just checks back, Henry. You could see a little bit of drama on the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's the new chip daddy, man. Pretty crazy.
He does, and we do see the minimal amount of spice. The Jack on the river puts Diego ahead, but with diamonds is a little worrying.
Oh, Twitch
Yeah,
chat.
I mean, people are talking about doing it. If you're fairly new to swimming, how would you pay yourself a 500 meters freestyle in 10 minutes? Like, what? How do you get it? I mean, it's like for someone who's pretty new to swimming, they're talking about doing it in 10 minutes. It doesn't seem like 30 seconds of 25-meter length. It doesn't seem. Chat, I'm doing this. I'm in. Like,
He's in, boys and girls.
I mean, we don't have to do it for money. I'm just going to do it to prove a point. Like, it doesn't have to be a wager.
Got to have some money on it, mate. Come on.
Ventura popping up ace six of hearts. Miguel with 2 tens. Flats in position, Henry. And we see 2 hearts on board. Jack 7-7. This one could get a little spicy.
There is no time limit, Aaron. It's just how long until we have to drag James out from the bottom of the pool.
Yeah, Matador, you're in trouble if I do lose my money here. Ventura does bet 1/3 on the flop here, Henry, with that nut flush draw. And then over. I get up and peeled in position. Does get to have a fair amount of these sort of boards. Jack X hands. Calls, makes a boat. That wasn't the way I saw this one going, Henry. 7 repeating on the turn.
Excuse me.
We're gonna see. I'm gonna see about this. This may be a stream. This may be a. Let's see if we get a little partypoker stream going on this swimming challenge. Diego fires again at Miguel. Miguel's gonna feel a little grim about this one, Henry. I mean, Diego firing here. What are we going after here? I mean, what hands call the flop that might fold turn? That I mean, like the ace, the X of clubs that might be better us. Some other just ace highs, some random floats, obviously that we beat.
Hands
But
like this as well. 8s, 9s, 10s.
there we go.
Wow.
I'm surprised we didn't see one more call there, Henry. Big spin around. Miguel Lopes was, what, second in chips? He's now slipping down there and tied at the bottom with Erik and Ventura.
That's getting away with murder.
Guys, we've got a question coming up in a minute for you boys in the chat. Remember, you got to click the button top right. Click start now to be in the mix, to be in with a chance of winning some of those tickets. Question coming up in a minute. Chanracy, King 10 of clubs popping it up, getting 3-bet by Diego with King 10 offsuit. These two are they're going to have a nice battle going here, Henry, throughout the day. And there we go, guys. Oh, in the chat, how much is the guarantee on the $22 Predator? Oof.
Aaron saying, Henry, how long did you have to train for the 500-meter swim? I wasn't allowed to train. That was the terms of the bet. I was the exact same as James and most of you in the chat. I was like, easy. Had it in the group chat. I was like, how much you want to bet? It's like 2K. I was like, booked. I could do that in my effing sleep. You know, I go scuba diving. I'm in good shape. 25. Front crawl, Olympic-sized pool, 10 laps. You're only allowed to touch the end with one hand before you have to turn around. And it was just like, okay, dead easy. And yeah, it wasn't dead easy.
I'm worried, guys, that Henry's just like one of those like horrendously unfit people because it doesn't sound Doesn't sound hard. What are we saying, chat? What are we saying? $22 Predator guarantee, 25k. I need to.
What did you click?
I mean, well, I put 25, but I'm with Salcero. I wasn't sure. I went to the lobby on Party Poker, and I found the Predator, and the guarantee is 30k, which wasn't one of the options. So I feel like we need a little steward's inquiry here.
Hang on. That's rigged.
Yeah.
Okay, so it changes. It fluctuates based on...
Well, I mean, in the lobby, the next... How many additions? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. All the ones in the lobby coming up are saying... Tough. There's one running now with 20k guaranteed. Who knows? That was I feel like we've thrown a trick question in there. Erik. Check raising his 9 on this 9-7 deuce board, Henry. Solar continuing with 2 10s with the 10 of spades. Henry, Tamm's made himself a little awkward spot here. Not unreasonable, of course, to check raise top pair on this board. Going to fire again, and then obviously Henry looking to check down if this nothing happens here.
Yeah, Diego. I mean, this is a very nutted line from Erik. He does have more flushes, but overpair with a spade. It's just, well.
Oh. Back into the straight.
What is going on, chat? Come on.
Does Erik ever like turn this into a bluff? Does he ever go after the jacks plus part of the range?
No. Absolute madman. If he bluffs, if he turns this hand into a bluff, what's the point? You still win.
Yeah.
Like you still beat Ace King, Ace Queen with a spade. Like I don't know.
Chat loving that. Chat loving question. I'm gonna. Diego, happy just to check this one back. That surprises me, Henry.
Was
He's got that many chips. I feel like he might just go for the... Go for it. Like you say, I mean, he gets the miss with some of those, like, ace-high, overcard, one spade combos. Chanracy finally gets a hand, pops it up with 2 queens. I say finally gets a hand, obviously double up with aces, but being active, finally gets queens, raises it up, everybody folds.
Mate Cruel saying, if Mary has 2 apples and Jack has 7 bananas, what's the circumference of the moon? Oh man, what is wrong with it? Like, this is what I do for a living. This is what I have to tell my parents. You know? Oh, well, how was your day at work? Yeah, I was just entertaining 3,000 people, and you know, this is some of the things that they said during the stream. Like, this is why I struggle to sleep at night, boys and girls. Just have flashbacks. Some of the shit you guys come out with.
Chanracy peeling from the big with 2 10s. Diego reclaiming that chip lead in a substantial manner after making that straight. Well, winning that pot with 2 10s. Didn't need to make the straight. And checks back on this 3-6-5 board against the big blind peel. Does have diamonds. Picks up a gut shot as well to go with them. And Chanracy now with the overpair. Oh yeah, Benny. Was Benny our brain that day? Henry with the planes in the sky.
Yeah. I'll never forget that.
Wow, river is the 7 of diamonds here, getting there both ways. A little block here, Henry, from Chanracy with the 2 10s. Curious, really, but...
Cheers, Flint's word. Chris saying the guy with the Queen 9 has a flush. He does.
Yeah. Do we need to block this one, Henry, with 2 10s? I mean, it went check, bet, call, and then bet small. Let me just see a lot of checkbacks. I don't know. Trying to think what hands that Diego's going to bluff us off with.
Yeah. Just, have to be like turning ace X with like ace of diamonds into a bluff or something. Benny's saying that James was the brain for that one. No, he wasn't.
No, Benny. I mean, I like how your mind has.
Benny, hang on a minute, mate. Like I remember this so clearly because James.
Oh no, he's saying I've come up with the question. There we go. So yeah, Benny's saying that you two have guessed. Like, so you two are the brain, but yeah, he's just. I came up with the question, but what?
Yeah, you came up with the question, and me and Benny had to guess the answer.
But Benny's obviously a little confused over what the brain is, and obviously the brain is the one who gets asked the question, not the one who does the asking. That's all. There's a bit of miscommunication there. That's all. But
Benny, I thought you know how to play.
Next question should be: Does Benny understand modern things? You know, does he understand the rules?
Brain is the one who gives the number.
Yeah, exactly. And you gave the number, Benny, and you gave a very low number. I seem to remember for a number of planes in the air. I think it was like I can't remember what it was, but it was ludicrously low.
We've literally got the group chat where that was typed into as well. Like, what is this?
Boz getting raising this time, Henry. All right, slight change in the strat now. Things have moved around a bit. Miguel shorter. Dynamics changing. Boz on the button. Raising up now with 7-6 suited. Flipping a flush draw. C betting versus Miguel. Getting one through.
I remember that. That was maybe my favourite Lodden things. Because when the chat were trying to guess what our answers were.
Well, I was very much enjoying life.
Yeah, and you were like, one of you is so ludicrously far out from the right answer, and we were like, hang on, don't judge the brain. And I thought it was me. I was like, no, I've absolutely just put myself in it live on stream. Number of cars, I absolutely butchered that one. I think I said like 11 billion or something.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, you decided there are 2 cars per person on the planet or something, or 1.5 cars per person.
It was just so dumb. So dumb. I can't even remember the logic that I used for that one. Very well said. How old is Henry? What a rude question. What a rude question. 26.
It's not rude when you're that young.
Well, okay. When does it get rude, James? When you like turn 29 and you're 1 year away from hitting 30?
Make Rule wants to know if these are the payouts for the free roll. They're not. But speaking of the free roll, that is going to start in 4 minutes' time, guys. Head on over to Party Poker. $1,000 Powerfest free roll. Password is at the top of the screen there. Party Poker NFT. We are going to go on a break shortly, and that will kick off on the far side of that break.
I can't do this. I can't do this anymore.
Diego, Henry, I think, are going to get to win another one here with a little bet. Oh, no. Decides to check the queen high. Thought from the big blind may just get to bet small here, but perhaps suspicious that Chanracy's got too much showdown, having checked back twice. And Chanracy does Check back, win with Queen Jack high. All right, guys. Like I say, getting that free roll kicks off on the far side of this break, and we'll be giving away more of those tickets based on your answers to those questions. Please don't go far. Me and Henry will be back for this, the Powerfest main event final table.
Decides to, again, the benefit of.
Wow, Ivy says no ICM here, pal.
I've had enough. He said, I see what you're doing. You got a big stack, and I'm gonna.
Wow. 2-1 favorite Ivy for the double up and to take the chip lead here in our 50k short deck. Ace Queen 10 while Greenwood just flops the joint. Well, Phil, he's heroed it off and he's been punished. He needs a king.
What an unlucky flop for Phil.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, he's got
10 or an ace for the win. King for the chop.
Phil Ivy, another final table.
Greenwood being forced to sweat. Oh, it is the 10.
Wow, the hard way. Holy Ivy right there, back in the game.
Ivy. Chip
What
leader.
a hand.
Sam Greenwood putting the pressure on the medium stacks. Phil Ivy having none of it. Says, I call you with ace jack. Makes a house. Now, good luck for field. Limps in. Sam checks back king out of clubs. Rut-row. This could be a big one, Jeff. We got top set against the nut flush draw and a pair.
Action. Top set Ivy, no big deal. What a board though. I mean, I guess for Greenwood, it's a little unlucky. He's got that pair flush draw. He's got to think, against the set. This is like the worst hand he could be against. Even like ace queen as 8 would be live, but or ace jack. He's got the whole shalada, but here he's really just drawn to that flush. And for Ivy, a bit unlucky. Oh well, that actually now that's a sight you'd love to see if you're a Phil Ivy fan.
Quads for Ivy. Greenwood still with that nut flush draw. Remember, in this game, he's still doing okay in this
Gotta
one.
love it. Slip some rope, in case some. If a flush runs out, if a club were to come. Oh my goodness gracious! Come on.
Wow, we have quads versus nut flush in short deck.
Wow. This is honestly. Is there any chance it doesn't?
Just goes in,
it's
right?
in. It's going in. How could it not go in?
If Ivy bets, Sam's going to raise, Ivy's going to jam.
This is insane. And Sam is thinking about Vegas and the Mirage, and this is the one that you don't get there. You're on your way and you don't get to in the door somehow. This is. There's just no other. It's just none. There's hand combination 1, right? All the other ones are houses.
Right.
But at the same time. Yeah, I guess you might think Phil could have a lower flush, but a full.
Right.
That a full house doesn't beat.
But you're going to raise up here, and you're going to
get raised, and just maybe Phil has like the queen high or whatever, and a flush. Yeah.
He's not going to like it when he gets jammed on.
He's probably. I don't even think he thinks long. And
it's 2 if you're Sam.
Yeah. So it's the biggest cooler you'll see, really.
Quads.
Wow.
Have some of that.
What a run out. What a hand.
That is ludicrous.
That is absolutely nuts. Got a fun week here, man.
We got him. We dragged him all the way from Florida. We've got him through Europe, and we've got him out to Russia.
Long ride.
It's
definitely worth it. I do like how they do this. They build it up to 25, 50, 100s, and then the 250, and here we go.
Yeah. This could be it.
Jack 10 to King 9.
The hand, isn't it? It's just the hand.
This is the one in short deck. You just feel good with it. He can taste it, though. Although massive lead, still, they get the first one, you start wondering what's going to happen. Nice to close it off. You can get it done right away.
And,
hello.
How's he doing with his flops?
Man.
He gets King Jack in, says King makes a house, gets the King 10 in, makes pops a flush, gets the Jack 10 in.
And
flops
he's
a
got the
straight.
club covered as well. So what, it would need a 10?
Yeah, just a 10 for a chop. Otherwise, he is going to be our first champion of the week.
Wow. Royal. Makes a royal, right?
Wow.
Ends it in style.
Wow. Welcome back, one and all. Myself and Henry Kilbane still with you, but now very happy to introduce our special guest for the evening. It is the man on a little bit of form, Patrick Leonard. How are we doing, Pads?
Good. Yeah, just yes, I'm actually playing on partypoker right now, so let's see if we can get the run good, the stream run good, I guess you guys call it.
Right.
See if that can work out. How are you guys doing?
It may just be. Whoa. Oh, we're doing all right. We're doing all right, Pads. This main event final table ticking along.
Diego here again. He's had such a good last 1 year, let's say 18 months. He seems to just final table like loads of big series everywhere.
Yeah, and here is Diego Cuellar under the gun, popping it up with the two aces. Sorry, I'm just getting to grips with this, guys. The free roll has kicked off. I was there clicking away buttons myself. If you guys want to get in the mix, just joining us. Free roll is taking place on party right now. 1K in the prize pool. And all you have to do is, well, find it and click reg. The password is partypoker NFT. Come join us. Myself and Henry are in there causing some trouble. Henry's going to try and last longer than 10 minutes. Pads has got a few other tables going, so we're going to let him off for now for the free roll. He's got some other stuff to focus on.
How long is late reg?
Late reg is an hour and 10 usually. Yeah, an hour and 10 minutes. You've got.
I'll be in by the end. Don't worry.
There we go.
Right. I'll flick it. When you flick it in, let me know and I'll flick it in. Because yesterday I just rifled in 120 bigs.
Boz popping up at the bottom with Ace King. Miguel in the big with Ace Jack of clubs. 20 bigs. Just going up.
Yeah, rip.
Oh,
Rip Miguel.
I'd probably flat call, actually. I don't think Ace-9 is going to call when you go all in. You're just going to get called by better hands. It's like, why turn your hand into a bluff, you know? What's the point of shoving?
Shove, flop the jack, turn clubs. Wow, the offsuit queen on the river. Well, the best hand won, but it did it the hard way, guys. Needed a lot of help on the river. Miguel, who was second in chips, Henry, not so long ago, out in 7th place for 33k. Boz climbing up the counts, up to 14 million. Been very impressed so far with the way he's approached his strategy at this final table. Obviously, adjusting back there to raising some of these hands rather than limping. Working out lovely, up to 40 mil. And, well, Erik Tamm, Henry, been short throughout this final. Final 6 now. Here we go.
We were talking about potential car crashes involving a few of the players at the table that seemed to be playing some street poker, Dempsey. You know, just getting a bit out of line pre and post flop, and as Pad said, you know, you fold out Ace-9, Ace-10 there, you really get called by better. So potentially one of those spots that he's going to look back on over the next few days, and look at some ICM tools and realize it was a bit of a dust.
It definitely will make money shoving. It's just like it's just going to make a lot more money as calling usually. Like maybe shove Ace Jack offsuit, but Ace Jack suit is just such a strong hand. You know, like it's you don't want to waste it kind of thing. You want to trap them when the board comes ace high and Boz is going to blast off because you shove all your ace X, or maybe as king jack offsuit you both flop a jack, or you can call any flop. Like there's no flop you're going to fold. You know, if the turn's an ace, he's not going to think you have much ace. You know, stuff like that. So
yeah,
I don't know. Just the way that shoving is definitely going to make money. I'm just saying I would usually call. Maybe shove ace-5 off. You know, shove ace-5. You make him fold ace-9. Like there's some logic behind it.
Erik, 3-bet jamming, has 10 bigs here over Ventura's open. Ventura with ace-6 suited. It's a pretty grim spot. He's got himself in here.
Quite wide open. Fun fact about Diego is I used to be a manager of a football team in Hungary And Diego was on our team.
I mean, everything about that sentence just tells me that Pads leads a rather curious life. Like it's just there he is in Hungary managing a team with Diego Ventura on it. I mean, it's just nothing standard, guys.
He's a Peruvian right back like Norberto Solano. He was.
Can someone clip that, please?
Diego Ventura is the Nobby Solano of the poker world. There we go.
Budapest, yeah. He was married to a Hungarian girl, and he lived in Budapest randomly. Played for our team.
Can someone clip Pads just saying that, just like completely casually and randomly saying, "Yeah, he used to play for a football team that I managed in Hungary."
It's a small world, honestly.
It really is, man. Really
Erik
is.
trying to sneak one through with Queen Jack suit from under the gun, opens it up. Karolis going to rip Ace King from the small. It is a small world. It's curious that the Ace Jack hand, obviously, Pads Henry. It makes a lot of sense. The flank from the big blind against Boz is button open, but at the same time, I can kind of see a little bit the way Miguel's been playing. If anyone is going to get sort of action from some weaker, it may well have been Miguel. But as Pad says, perhaps the flatting is slightly better, especially with Erik on what was 10 blinds at the time.
Shove is good. Like,
yeah,
I wasn't trying to berate him or anything. I was just speculating. Chanracy Khun, I think he won like EPT Barcelona or like WPT Barcelona or some.
He won WPT Barcelona, you're right. Yeah, back in 2013.
He's from Canada, right? I think.
Yes.
I see him about.
Yeah.
Any info on Erik or Karolis or?
Erik, very little about 14th EPT San Remo.
Random.
Back in 2010.
Wow.
Won a W Coupe PLO. Again, 5-6 years ago.
Erik Tamm.
Known online as I Am So plays high stakes cash games.
Oh,
Played high stakes cash games until the end of 2013.
No, he plays a lot. I am so okay. Yeah, nice. He plays every day. This guy, yeah.
Well, he's one of, if I'm not mistaken, the Swedish armada when it comes to like the PLO group, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't know too much about the high stakes PLO.
No, that makes sense. Makes sense. This was a great tournament, by the way. It was
right. I mean, Pads, we were speculating last night that you may not be able to commentate with us because we thought you might make the final. You were having a little bit of run for a while, but
yeah, I'm not sure where I came. Maybe like 70th or something. Maybe 60th. I'm not sure. It was good. Great tournament, though. Great tournament.
Yeah, 73rd. You were for 3.3k.
It feels like 9.3k because I only had one bullet, you know. So it's like could have had 6. So I always add on the extra bullets I didn't have. So
Erik Tamm ripping the button for 10. Boz with ace-9 in the small guys.
I think we're going to see a call here.
Chance to get back in the mix for Erik Tamm.
Erik's going to shove Jack 9 suited, Queen 9 suited, King 9 suited, Ace 2 off. Doesn't need to shove. Like, you can just call, and if Chanracy goes all in, you can chill. Oh, wow, he folds.
Wow, it's
a big fold.
Yeah.
Especially because it doesn't affect his stack. He's still going to have, you know, he's still going to be in the same place in chips as he would be. You know?
Right. Wow. I'm a little surprised by that one as well, Pads, I have to say.
Maybe he was strong, he shoved quickly or something, you know.
Guys, we've done another giveaway. I've got the winners of the tickets right here. Remember, if you want to be with a chance of winning one of these, a little different these days. You need to head to the top right of your screen. You need to click the little box there. You need to click start now if you've not already done so. So you're registered with us, and then when we ask questions, they pop up on the screen. You click your multiple choice answers, and you're in with a chance of winning the tickets. This way, those of you watching each night are much more likely to win the tickets than these these previous viewers, Henry, the ones who are no longer with us, the ones who quit, the ones who can't stand us anymore. So these winners have just won, and I've recognised pretty much every name from the chat this evening. So congratulations to Make Rule, Monkey Off the Back, Devolutionousness, Mad Madge 77, The Scotsman 32, Sockrest Gambling, Philly Bus, Jungle Jimmy, Kursata, and Hero Value. There you go, Benny. Like, get in the mix, spin it up. Now you need the ticket, my man. Congratulations, you 10 names going in the chat right now, all picking up those $11 tickets. Why not? Get into it.
Oh, Pats, mate. Don't do that to me, mate. Patrick.
What's that, sorry?
Just a little shake of the head. I felt the pain through that shake of the head that I just saw there from you.
Yeah. Yeah. So...
Erik popping up ace-6 of hearts. Diego in the small king-queen. Obviously, is he going to try and do anything here with Karolis behind? He doesn't. Karolis is ace-king suited. This is one of the easier rips of his life.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, I think Erik Tamm is on the tighter side usually. This is my read on Erik, so it's interesting to see him opening up, so wide here.
Yeah, open the queen jack last time. Ace-6. This Scotsman asking add it straight to your account. Give it a couple of days, but someone's going to message you through Twitch, and we'll figure it all out. But if they haven't, then get in contact, as it were. Good evening, Bo Effect in the chat with us.
Hey,
my main man. Whoa,
another man.
These cards,
a great series.
These cards are just the same. No one's changing cards. Diego's got king queen again. Karolis has got ace king again. Boz has got 2 10s.
This is interesting, actually. Boz might get away. Make it open by Boz. Free bet from Diego. Karolis all in, and then Boz can fold 10s.
Yeah, I think that's the most likely way this is going to go down. I think.
Unless Diego flats, which he definitely could do.
Right, he's been getting amongst it quite a lot this fun. I expect to see 3-bet just from the way he's been playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Completely wrong. He does go for the flat.
No, I agree with you, James. He's been rolling the 97 more often than not so far today, and a lot of
this is really interesting.
Been aggro.
Does
he just jam?
Rip? Yeah.
I think 10s can fold. I think. I don't think he's got 7s, 8s. It's quite a lot of chips, especially when he folded the ace-9 before. I imagine we'll see a fold. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point, Pads. The ace-9 was decided as a fold, then I think Boz is going to lean towards, as Henry likes to say, perhaps edge folding. Just.
Do we have payouts? Sorry, anyway. How much? First place is 267. Okay. And how much?
Yeah.
And guaranteed 42. Okay.
42, yep. And then we go 56, 82, 124, 181.
It just shows how good Chauvin is in Karolis' spot there with
right.
If people are gonna the buttons money is almost dead, and then if Boz is folding 10s, he's obviously opening very wide. You're just gonna make so much money shoving any suited ace, Jack 10 suited, Queen Jack suited.
Wow, you absolute sicko. What? Wow. I didn't expect to hear that.
I think even just normally shove. That's why flatten on the button is not going to be too great in ICM, because you're gonna if you get shoved on, then you're not really gonna have many hands to call and just a lot of dead money.
Guys, next question is up on screen. Which tournament is the $11 giveaway ticket for? If you know the answer, get in there. Get in the mix.
Is that what you bosses are doing, Pads? You just ripping Jack 10 suited there?
I mean, Jack 10 suited is especially good because they don't call ace 10 and ace jack. So when they call, they usually have ace king. So Jack 10 would be better than, let's say, ace jack. Usually, typically, Jack 10 is going to have a lot of equity. It unblocks a lot of the raise folds, ace-x suited hands. Jack 10 is kind of, and Queen Jack, they're kind of the ones you really want to go with because you have equity against ace king, and you also block the pairs and you unblock a lot of the raise folds. So Jack 10 suited, Queen Jack suited are just the ones which are like very, very. Well, I say intuitive, but like it's only intuitive after like solvers have kind of taught us that. But quite natural shoves now, I'd say, for most people.
Yeah.
In those kind of spots, not most people, like for a lot of people.
In before everyone starts ripping 40 into us, James, in the free roll with Jack 10 and Queen Jack, just like making the $11.
Well, there are also hands where if you overcall, you're like dominated very often by like King Queen off, right? Like Diego had King Queen or King Jack. Like you're actually going to be dominated quite a lot when you overcall, and folding kind of sucks, right? With Queen Jack suited, so it's kind of the only option left, really.
Yeah, amazing stuff.
And if you make tens fold, I mean, it's pretty strong, right? Like
a huge print for making tens fold, isn't it? Diego flat this open. It's checked through a couple of times. Has it? Pardon me. No, there must be a flop bet right looking at the pot size. I was too enthralled with what Pads was saying, and this one does down check through.
Must have been a small C bet, right?
Yeah, I think very small by the looks of it.
Jack probably missed the bet in the river. Erik Tamm. Jack 10 suited, let's see.
Let's see, there you go. I mean, slightly different situation, Pads, but yeah, it's the hand.
Yeah.
It's the hand we love to play.
Yeah, this is the kind of spot where Ace Jack will probably call you if you shove. Like, if Karolis opens Ace 9 and you shove, he's probably calling Ace Jack, I think. So, it goes down a lot. You really want to have a lot of chips, to really make them fold.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, see some people in the question asking this was a 1K buy in Powerfest main event, 1,700 plus runners. We're down to our final 6, $267,000 up top.
James, that Jow hand got a bit of traction yesterday in the Twitterverse.
Ah, yes.
It's caused some debates.
Who's
Joao?
Samar?
Joao Vieira.
Oh, the pocket twos hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. But eventually he got round to replying, James, and said, "Don't worry, guys, I won the tournament." And then that was it. Like, case closed.
I love it.
I like Naz's confidence. Yeah. I like Naz's confidence. He was like, someone also asked him yesterday. It was like, who do you think the top 5 players in the world are? And like, he put a picture of himself. He was like, you choose the other 4. He really backs himself. I like it.
I love that. Pat, you saw the deuces hand. I mean, briefly for those who weren't watching, the open deuces got peeled and then bet in position on Ace Jack 5. Henry, I think it was, turned a deuce that brought the clubs and then rivered an ace, which brought the backdoor flush, and bet folded for not a lot more, right, with the deuces full.
Bet 60%. It's 300 into 560 and folded for 250 more. So you had to call 250 to win 860. No, sorry, 250 to win 1.1. Sorry. Yeah.
If you guys want to check it out, Henry, you tweeted the hand, right? Didn't you? I think
it was just one of those spots, Pads, where I think the logic to his fold is like my opponent's never jamming flushes in this spot when I have all of the boats. So it's like, okay, there's Queen 10, King 10, King Queen of clubs, so 3 flush combos, and he has 5s, Ace Jack, Ace 5.
He's never bluffing.
Never has jacks. Yeah.
The thing is, so, the guy who it's against. I mean, you probably know him, James, right? From online from a long time ago. He used to be one big ace hole.
Yep.
It's that guy. So like he's seen as like relatively tight, a tight reg, especially in like a 10K final table 4 left. You'd expect he is never going to bluff, and you'd expect he probably wouldn't shove flushes for value because Joao's not going to value bet thinly on the river like a top pair or whatever, So
yeah.
So yeah, it's a pretty sick hand.
I mean, I love it as you're saying. Obviously, Zhao ends up winning the tournament, which I said last night at the time was like pretty fitting. It kind of ends the discussion, doesn't it? He's like, it doesn't even matter, guys. He can just he can give all these chips away and still win. But yeah, fascinating hand.
Yeah, Joao's a sicko. Joao's a sicko for sure. He's probably got I'd say he's probably got the best work ethic out there in high stakes. Like he plays a lot. Like if there's never a series where he's not there like live. Like he shows up to every single series. He plays online like 4 times a week, 5 times a week for I don't know 10 years now. He's number 1 in the all-time money list. I think he's a little bit underrated, like a little bit slept on, I would say.
Do you think so? Really?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask, like, I mean, I don't mean this. I mean, someone asked me who my top 5 was, and I put Joao in it. But I think if you ask like the top 20 players in the world who their top 5 or 10s are, like, or even like fans, I don't think many people really give him as much credit as he deserves. I don't think.
I think recreational fans, yeah, maybe he slept on, but I would think amongst the circles that you're involved in that he wouldn't be. I don't know. I
think he is. Like we do like drafts and stuff for like most tournaments, and I think I personally think he's very, very good. I'm not saying like, I said like I personally think he's in top 5 players, and I think another thing about Joao is that he's the best all-around player. Like he's very good at PLO. He's very good at stud. Very good at Raz. Like he's very, very good at all the games. If you have like a fantasy WSOP team, he should always be your first player who should be in it for sure, in my opinion. Very nice guy there, very, very tough. Like if you've ever played live with him, he's always staring you down. He takes everything so serious. He's a great competitor, I think. He used to be a professional basketball player, I think. Do you know that?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So always all about competition then with that man.
Yeah, he loved. He was a big Kobe Bryant fan, I think, who obviously passed away.
Yeah. 8-7-3 flop. Button versus blind. Ventura flopping top pair. Diamond on the turn with a queen on top is a little concerning. Top pair weakened somewhat. I mean, Solo with the chip lead here. Henry just had the chip lead from the off. I mean, briefly lost it to Chanracy, but back to sort of the 50 million chip mark.
Yeah, it's been a
good final so far, right?
Yeah, Diego hasn't really tangled that much. Like he's tried with the king jack against face. This is the only hand that really comes to mind. He tried to get one through with the jack 9 against Jamie, and just shut down on the turn. And then some of his like EP opens that he's tried to sneak stuff through. It's obviously just been punished by the jams behind. But he's just chilling. Just 6 left, 42k locked up.
Who busted first? Who do we not see who was at the final table? Who did first eliminations? Any notables or?
First out, first hand of the final, losing a flip. And Jorma was out next, I think, wasn't it, Henry? And then obviously Miguel has most recently bust. Diego betting 2.1 into 3.7 with that 8, having checked twice.
Yeah, that must couple of painful bust outs as well, James. From an ICM point of view, I think Willem's most notable one.
Yeah, I mean, I know you're making a very good point about Willem's bust out. Obviously, 3-bet ripping was at 15, 16, 17 blinds right first hand, and it is a point. But I feel like even then he came in as shortest. You kind of, or one of the shortest, tied, down the bottom of the table. I think Miguel Lopes is the one who's going to fill perhaps the sickest. Was second in chips with 8 left, 7 left, and busting out in 7th. That one's going to hurt. And was getting involved. Henry wasn't like something just happened. It was not self-inflicted, but self-inflicted. Yeah, it was. Ventura
upstairs.
Yeah, I'm still in love with Erik's 3-bet from the big blind earlier, Henry, with Queen 3-0, blind on blind. Have some of that. Blind's going up then, 400, 800. I was just wondering when they might creep up And the pinch, even more severe. All right, guys, how's everyone's sweats going? What are we going? How's the free roll going? Salsera, what's going on in this?
Yeah, it's like 13 left in Salcero's comp, I think.
Yeah, I need to know where we're at. Like,
Who is Salsero?
Salsera is one of our regulars in the chat. Pads, it's got a nice sweat going down to the last 20 in the mini second chance. So it's a 109 with 13.5k up top.
Nice.
That's James.
Good little sweat. Bowie's sweating delivery order. Yeah, I like that. It's 4-pack of Peroni on the way. Wow, strong. I like it. You know, it's dark times when you've got the delivery and the beer in. Erik, 3-bet ripping, 12.5. Pardon me. Yeah, 12.5. I was right.
Oh, wow. Dude, James, Socrates Gambling is chip leading the mini main with 5 left and 58 bags up top as well.
Hello.
I've just opened it up. Story checks
Hello.
out. SR Gambling chip leader, huge chip lead as well. So, I mean, all these tickets that we're giving away, maybe we should be getting Twitch chat to...
Gambling. Wow, big lead as well.
Yeah.
Big lead, Henry. Over double the average.
Not bad for $109. Shy of 60k up top. Sweaty
Wow.
shirt.
Here we go. All right. SRG, let's get after it. Salsera, let's get after it. Got some sweats on. Pads is probably 28 tabling right now. You know, just trying to build a sweat. But he's probably on one of these final tables, doesn't even realize it. That's how he rolls.
Also having to do all the admin for all the like side bets for the series that he's got going on in 15 different Discord servers whilst doing commentary.
Yeah, you have no idea.
I know, I know, mate. I know. Don't worry. I know the shit you have to do, mate. I've heard stories. I don't know how you do it. I wouldn't be able to sleep at night. I'd be like, I'd just constantly be anxious that I've like forgotten something or missed a result or haven't updated the correct leaderboards, and you're a madman.
He loves it, Henry. Just
Does.
that's what he thrives on. Erik ripping ace queen under the gun. Getting up to just short of 20 bigs all of a sudden. Ventura now the shortest. A little changing of the guard.
Nan just saying 10 on Judge Judy and you'll fall asleep wonderfully. I don't think so. Judge Judy is way too entertaining to fall asleep to.
Questionable, Henry. Questionable.
Is it questionable? Will they have to pay the $4,000 in veterinarian bills for the dog that they accidentally bumped into? I don't know. Judge Judy to decide.
Oh, what's going on, Henry? You've lost it. I think
You've lost
we're on the final 6 players of the Powerfest, and we've broken a Henry, guys.
I mean,
Broken him. Karolis 2-7 is going to pop it up.
this could be GG's. Eric's been
Yeah.
taking these rejam spots pretty, liberally.
Here we go. Does pop it up with the 2-7s. Is Erik going to rip? Well, I think so. But Henry, this isn't easy, right? This is a lot of chips. This is half the chips of Karolis' stack.
Sure, yeah. This is brutal spot. I think he fold. Well, it's tough because you could have all the ace-5 suited and stuff as well. Lots of stuff you flip against. You're still alive even if he wins. If you win, you go chip leader. It's not a bad spot to gamble.
I think he might take this spot just based off the fact that Eric's jammed, I want to say 3 times in the last couple of orbits.
Yeah, been very active. But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
a very close spot. Karolis has, well, the first hand of the day, kind of avoided these tough spots. Making big calls. 6 left. Calls this, loses, is one of the shortest stacks. And what, 6th place, getting 42k. Does decide to make the gamble. It's delighted to see the 2 4s of Tamm. Runs out clean. Erik Tamm busting out in 6th place for just under 43k. Huge call. And as Pad says, now is basically chip leader, tied with Diego, but in position. Lovely little spot.
Yeah. Good call. Good call from Karolis. Good call.
Number 4 on Lithuania's all-time money list. Isn't that right, Dempsey?
That is right. The chat won't let us forget it.
Who's number 1? I guess Matas and then Loris, I guess, 1st and 2nd. Tony G? Tony G, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, we're talking online all-time money list. I apologise.
Okay.
It's like 20th for the live money list.
Tony G's number 1 in live. 7.2 million. 7.2 million for Tony G is decent, to be fair.
Decent for anyone, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sick. He has Tony G has 20 6-figure scores, and he played in a time when there wasn't many high rollers and stuff,
Right.
It's pretty sick.
Well, what's impressive about that is his biggest live result is less than 1 million pads, and then still has 7.2 million. You might see someone with a big Hender mob, but it usually is punctuated with a big prize that drags it all up there. But
yeah, like a 1-drop or something, right?
Right.
Yeah.
When he's got these, multiple. He's got 260k cash and a 5k, 450k cash and a 5k, 400k cash and a 10k. That means you've been playing. You haven't just.
I remember when D-Nex was arguing with all the high rollers. He's saying okay, if you remove all of the buy-ins over 10k, I've still made 30 million in tournament buy-ins for less than 10k, which is obviously insane.
But how much has he bought in for? He would have bought in for a lot too, right?
Yeah.
I think his argument was just he was arguing with Bonomo and Greenwood, if I recall correctly, about the all-time money list, and he was his argument was that he is number 1 in the world in the all-time money list on live buyings under 10k, if I'm not mistaken. That was his argument.
Under 10k?
Yeah, 10k and under buy-ins. Which is that is obviously an insane achievement. Fair play.
Yeah. I mean, another one of that ilk is Helmuth. I always think it's amazing if you look at his Hender mob, because he's got 24 million. Okay, he got a 2.6 million cash in the 1-drop, but his next biggest cash is 1.6 million Super High Roller Bowl, and then he's only got 2 more that just squeak above 1 million. I say just, but he's got an insane record of really good cashes in smaller buy-in events. A lot of World Series, of course.
Has Negreanu ever won a no limit bracelet?
No.
Has he ever won a EPT or an EPT or has he ever won anything big in Hold'em under in one of these smaller buy-ins?
Oh, sorry, I think he's got 1 Hold'em bracelet. Am I right in saying he has the most second place finishes in WSOP?
He won. There you go. He won the. He won a 10k Hold'em event in Australia, WSOP.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Won a 25k Hold'em high roller in WSOP Europe as well.
Remember that, yeah. Queen.
Down to 5, guys. Down to 5. Boz, Diego Cuellar, and Karolis Sereika all pretty even. Chanracy in the middle, and then Naza the shortest with 15 blinds, 14 blinds.
This is insane. 29th World Series of Poker 2K Hold'em pot limit.
I saw that.
1998. Grow up.
Who was that one?
I'd be a millionaire as well. I'd have 40 million in total live earnings. Behave.
What are we looking at? 1998 pot limit Hold'em. What's wrong with pot limit Hold'em bracelets? First of all, let's not discredit pot limit Hold'em bracelets. They're pretty rare, and only the elite can win those. It's a lot harder to win them now. I'll say that much.
I actually really like Pot Limit. If it has antis pre-flop, I think it's a good game. Like, I think No Limit Omaha post-flop. I'm just not a fan of that.
Oh, yeah, stop it. Behave. You want to see... Yeah, you want the flop to turn transitions and the turn to river transitions. You can't just... No limit post-flop Omaha. It's insane.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound like a game I want to be a part of.
It's big now. I mean, I'm not saying this against GG or anything. Like, I've played some of it's fun or whatever. It just feels like it's... I think it's good for the Hold'em guys, because the PLO guys... Basically, the Hold'em guys just free bet aces pre-flop and then open shove the flop regardless of the flop. So like PLO guys can't really take them to the streets, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting. I think it's decreases the edge for PLO players, so that's good for the side. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely decreases the edge by a significant amount. But you do also just get people, whaling it in a lot wider than usual, just getting in 50 bigs with the absolute Raz on the flop. It's just
my new favorite game, Badoogie. Fantastic.
Really?
God.
Fantastic game, Badoogie.
Okay.
Really good.
Paz hasn't got enough going on, guys. He's throwing in Badoogie to the
No, have you ever played Badoogie before? It's unbelievable. I think it's like the purest version of poker.
Oh.
It's barely a poker game, Pad. It's a card game, I'll give you that, but
Hang on,
I'm not sure if it counts as poker.
Down. What do you mean? It says the guy that plays Pot Limit Hold'em. Grow up.
I wish, man. I can't find any more games. They've all quit me. Guys. They've all quit me.
I'm not going to say what I think the purest form of poker is.
I think Hold'em guys. I think Pot Limit Hold'em came from London, James. Right? I think that's what they played. The English guys were always the best Pot Limit Hold'em players in the series. I think that's what I read.
Yeah, it was definitely the case. I mean, it was just the case of when Hold'em came to the UK and kind of took over from Stud and PLO. It kind of it naturally was played as Pot Limit as the other games were. So it kind of when I first started playing pads, that was all the games were Pot Limit. There were no limit games in the UK. It was all Pot Limit.
I think it's good for amateurs to come in without having to face like all-in bets and stuff.
Well, it's funny though, Pads, because for a long time, basically, bar the pre-flop rips, that people never used to bet more than the pot anyway. So obviously,
true.
It didn't really change a whole lot. Like
true.
Nowadays, it's massively different.
This could be GG's Ventura, by the way. It could be 400.
Yeah, Jack 9 of diamonds on the button. Looks good enough to me. Chanracy in the big with Ace King hovering over Kilbane, guys.
Raised non all in, I think, because like Jamie O'Connor can't just shove because they're quite deep, right? I think he'll go. He can use their stacks against each other. Like it's like because if he raises, Jamie doesn't want to just shove in, like 30-40 bigs with Ace 7 offsuit or like Ace 10 offsuit. You may get away with a raise fold here. Go on, Diego. Go on, Diego. It's frozen for me, by the way.
It's frozen for me too.
The suspense is unbelievable.
There we go. I don't know if you guys can I can see he's put most of the chips and it is looking like it's all in. And I got back to see it on the river, guys. I don't know if you're still with me, where Ace King has held, and unfortunately Diego Ventura busting out in fifth, picking up $56,000.
Wow. Okay. And there were 4.
GG Diego.
4 very even stacks here as well, guys. Look at this. Not a lot separating them, is there? 36 mil, the shortest. 46, the largest.
I have another Diego story, actually.
All right, let's hear it in honor of Diego busting.
So Diego, Big B, like I made a stable in like 2000 and whatever, like 7 years ago, and Diego agreed to be our first or like second horse, and it was the start of the year, like January the 1st, and he was like, I'm going to PCA, do you want to have the action, or like should we wait until afterwards? And we were like, yeah, let's just wait till afterwards and then start. And he ended up winning PCA. So like, and then he didn't join us afterwards, and then we just became friends otherwise. But yeah, if you look on YouTube, there's Diego with a Peruvian flag flying about, wrapped around him, winning PCA like a legend.
Absolutely brilliant. Yeah, we'll just start. We'll start next week. How you
Yeah.
getting on?
He was messaging us like, lads, good news, just won $1 million. I was like, yeah, great news, mate. Well done.
Cheers.
Yeah.
First hand of 4-handed. Chanracy from the small with a pair. Diego in the bigger ace 10, flopping best. On this queen 10-7.
That's
Guys,
hilarious.
get in the mix in the free roll. 35 minutes left of late reg. Head on over. Get in there. 1K in the pot. As it stands, first prize $83. Get your dirty little mitts on it. Password is partypoker NFT.
You probably haven't had enough time to look into NFTs, have you?
No, I have, yeah. I have. Like NFTs. I'm not 100% sure about them just yet, but I like them. I think it makes logical sense.
Yeah. Four-handed. Settling in, guys. Settling in here for what we're looking at 50, 60 big blind average. To be very big match this. You look the varying experience, perhaps, of these players. I mean, Henry, I guess you know Boz a little bit.
I don't. I actually don't. I've heard great things about him, not just from yourself, but yeah. No, I'm excited for him. Obviously, so it's always nice to see people from the UK flying the flag high in these events.
Boz is great. I think another really underrated player. Like in the UK, I think we think he's good, right, James? Like people know him. Oh, Boz is sicko, but like on the international tour, people probably just don't know as much who he is because he kind of stays within the UK crowd, I think. And he wasn't. Yeah, he didn't really have a name like Jake Cody or Toby Lewis or these kind of guys, but he's been crushing online and live for a long time, I think.
Yeah, I think it's more I see is how well he's respected by the community pads more than anything. Like people talk so highly of him, not just like in skill as playing, but like just being a great guy. So he's just one of those people who's very easy to root for. If you don't know him, you should be rooting for this guy.
I think he final tabled the 5K 6 max last year in the World Series, and I think there's a lot of Brits there that kind of like shows how everyone took the day off to kind of watch him. I think there was a big tournament going on at the time, like the Millionaire Maker or something like that, like a big one, and a lot of people didn't play and give him their time instead, which I think always says a lot, you know.
That's a huge sign, yeah, for sure. You got big rail. Karolis popping up from the small with King Deuce. Decides to continue on this Ace Queen Deuce. Jamie having peeled the big with Ace 4. Nice little situation forming perhaps for him. 9 on the turn. I guess Pad's probably just going to shut this down now. Karolis had the one stab.
Yeah. He can. Jamie's probably going to check as well, I guess. Bit of pot control. Because Karolis usually has like 0%, like just like, 8, 5 offsuit or whatever. Give him a chance. And I think Jamie doesn't have 3 streets of value, so you may as well go for it on the river when you let Karolis river a pair, or maybe he bluffs a street or something. So I would probably go with the check. It also allows you to have like some strongish hands in your check back range, which is somewhat of a consideration, I guess.
Oh, he has gone for it on the turn, betting 3.4 into 9.7.
Second in drips.
Yeah, to 45 mil. And unfortunately, guys, I have some news to report, as you see here, is that for whatever reason, this tournament didn't leave money back for a winner. Apologies to everyone that they have done a deal with 4 left. Not that surprising, guys, when we saw the chip stacks the way they are. So Diego Cuellar is the Powerfest main event champion, courtesy of having the most chips, guys, in this 4-way deal. Again, I mean, I guess there's been a small overlook. Someone forgot to tick the button pads that says money must be left to play for. So this is how things finish in that deal. Chanracy picking up 151, Karolis 161. Jamie Boz O'Connor 168, but Diego Cuellar taking just about the most money, guys, and therefore the title of Powerfest champion. Little anticlimactic, that one, guys. I'm really sorry. I don't know what else to say, Henry.
Look, they've made a deal. It's understandable. No money left, so they don't need to play it out. Yeah, GG's to the 4 guys. And yeah, great end to the festival. Kind of having 4 6-figure paydays being awarded out on party poker. So listen, I mean, it's what it is. You know, poker.
It is. I mean, I'm always an advocate of obviously players should be able to make deals, but obviously in the past we had this. We did this once before. I remember, Henry. We had a tournament that just sort of finished, and we we better put it in there that something needs to be played for. It's just a small amount, just enough to get people going. But sadly, that wasn't the case today. So please, we are sorry about that. But these things happen, and well, that's going to be it for us for a little while, Henry. I think WPT series coming up, and yeah, we'll have to see how that goes. Pads is short, but it was sweet. It was entertaining. Thank you very much for coming along. Yeah. Sorry from your point of view, you didn't get to delve into the four-handedness because I was going to be very interested to see what you had to say about all that.
Sure, WPT, right? See you next month for that.
Yeah, exactly.
I think the satellites have been going for like 2 months, so I assume there must be loads running for everyone to jump into if they fancy getting in the mix.
And again, things not confirmed from our point of view, streaming guys, but the mini main, the main, I know are planned, or at least maybe just the main event of the WPT series. I'm not sure exactly yet. It hasn't been confirmed, but keep an eye on all the social media stuff. Please do stay tuned to this channel for the other shows. But for the Powerfest, for myself, for Henry, for Patrick, thanks guys. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks to the mods. Thanks to the team behind the scenes. And we will see you all shortly for that WPT series. But it is good night from now and best of luck.
GG.